What's going on, guys? You're listening to the Local Play Only podcast. My name's Cam.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Phil.
And this episode is really our first episode back since like a little 2-month COVID break slash.
Dude, we did one like last week.
No, so that wasn't an official episode. It was the PlayStation recap. That was a special.
Is this season 3? New logo?
Sure, let's call it season 3.
I think this is season 2.5. I don't think we're quite ready for 3. We got the new logo, but it's not like out there yet.
We need shirts.
We do. I keep wanting the shirts. I want a nice stringer with the Local Play. That would make a nice shirt.
The fuck's a stringer?
It's like a wife beater, except for on the back, it has like barely any material on the back.
That's a whammon shirt.
It does kind of look like a whammon shirt, but it is also a nice shirt.
Yeah.
So on this episode, we're just going to be pretty much doing a catch up. It's been 2 months.
What about mustard?
We did this joke today, and then I said I relish the thought. It happens every time. But yeah, normally we start every episode with like a 20-minute recap on what we've been doing. And since we've missed 5 episodes, 6 episodes, we're going to do 20 minutes 6 times. So it's just going to be a full recap.
Whoa.
What we've been doing, what we've been playing, what we've been watching, just how life's been, all
That's
that kind of stuff. Yeah. Nothing crazy. There might be some small gaming news slipped in here just because it might have something to do with what we did. That's
fair.
It's not, we're not going to go over it all. There's nothing. We're not doing all the E3.
Yeah, we'll say quotations.
Wrap ups or anything like that yet.
No.
Next episode, we might do the discussion on last year's E3.
Yeah, and just how everything has turned out.
Yeah, like the predictions on like when they were coming out or if they were coming out when they said.
Do we want to talk about Pokemon?
We'll talk about Pokemon for sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
All
okay.
right, cool.
You know what? I'm just gonna start out right now by saying, it's been a good month in its own way.
Yeah. What's weird
Not
about
for the world. We'll get into that right now, but
Yeah.
what's weird about this whole thing is I use an app called Letterboxd to track like every movie that I watch, which is kind of cool because I'll be able to like look back and be like, okay, like I look at Onward. So I saw Onward at the end of February, beginning of March, and I'm like, man, that feels like so long ago.
feels like forever ago.
But it's really like when COVID like happened.
I saw that shit in what was
April?
it May?
Yeah, they
April?
only came out like a month and a bit later on.
Yeah, so
Disney Plus.
it feels like a while since I've seen it, but I watched it like last
When
week.
I think back to like
Again.
the shows, I'm like, hey, me and Meg just watched Community. I'm like, well, that was at the beginning of COVID, so March, but it feels like forever ago. And like when I'm thinking about stuff, it's like, is it pre-COVID, like during COVID, or like, we're getting close?
post yet.
We're getting close to the post-COVID, hopefully. But yeah, it just seems so weird. Like it's just it's a different time.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to think about the timeline of everything. And like I played the first game I played well in quarantine was Days Gone. And I think about it because I put 40 hours into that game, like thinking, oh, this is going to be like a nice little break in like a nice little video game break. Like I can't leave my apartment and it's just good to sit down and like dedicate all this time. And now I've beaten 10 games since playing.
Also,
that.
if you're interested in seeing that, Phil does have the videos on YouTube.
We do have the Let's Play. A lot better than people give it credit for sure.
Your Let's Play or the game itself?
I think
A little bit of both.
I think his Let's Play was pretty shit.
Yeah.
Like,
When are you getting a proper headset?
I talked about this today because I liked his Last of Us. Like the Last of Us, obviously we have the better thumbnails. It's more organized. The parts are much more even.
Yeah.
So like it's only like 8 parts, but they're all about 3 to 4 hours long. So it's a lot more like a cohesive thing than Days Gone. This was when we like one of the first things he started streaming. So there was like sometimes 6 different parts, and there was like a 5-minute part, then like a 30-minute because like the stream would cut out and stuff. So
Good stuff.
And the difficult part about it too was a lot of people weren't really inclined to watch a Days Gone stream because it's more of like when I was streaming The Last of Us, I thought it was like people were more interested to like sit there and watch it because it's like a very story driven part. With Days Gone, there would be parts where I'd like do like 2 hours of side quests, and some people just weren't interested.
Yeah, if you're watching that because you don't want to play the game, you probably don't want to watch the side quest. You probably just want to see the main story.
That's not the case. I think it's The Last of Us is a more interesting game than Days Gone.
They're also quite similar, so it's going to be compared to it no matter how you look at it.
The Last of Us is
one's
fungus, not zombies.
Yes, I know. It still doesn't make any sense, but
no, there's a fungus that takes over ants.
Do you watch Game Theory or?
I don't watch that shit.
Okay, well, there is a theory about how you can't actually make a vaccine for a fungal infection.
Yeah.
So all the stuff in Last of Us 2 about, or Last of Us about Ellie being like the, cure, like to make a vaccine, it's impossible.
No, it's not.
It's not a viral infection. That's what vaccines are for. It's a fungal infection. It's a whole different thing.
Hey,
they would have killed Ellie for nothing.
Wow.
That would have been a dumb mistake.
Stay woke.
Yeah, stay woke. I guess there's very few doctors left, so probably all the bad ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The backstreet ones, like Dr. Zed from Borderlands.
Obviously, Phil, you've beaten a lot of games.
Yeah.
We're not going to get into like deep dives on all of them, or else we'd be here forever. Especially things like Last of Us and Persona. Those are some of the very big ones.
We're going to talk about especially Persona at a different date, but I will say on our yearly wrap up, my personal goal for this year was to beat Persona 5.
And you did it.
And I did it.
It took a virus to almost kill the world for you to beat a video game.
And he just barely did it in his time that he wanted to, too.
Yeah. He's like, I need to beat it before The Last of Us, and he beat it 30 minutes before midnight.
Well, what's crazy about it too was I had made a post, I think back in January or February on our Instagram page, and I was like I posted the figure that I have, I posted the game and like a screenshot, and I was like, I love this game, and I wish I was like 17 or 18 when this came out.
What game?
Persona 5.
Oh, okay, cool. Sorry.
And I wish that I had the time to dedicate to play it. Like I was talking to my friend about it, and I'm not going to go into anything in regards to actually playing the game, but for the game itself, you can't just jump in and play like 30 minutes or an hour. At least I couldn't.
You try, but that minute to 30 minutes turns into 4 to 6 hours.
If it was also one of the because I always try to do like the dungeon in a single sitting no matter what.
Yeah, always.
And that would I only want to use one day, right? I don't want to waste another day. I can hang out with friends or take a bath. So I would always try and get it all done at one time, which would be difficult sometimes. Plus, it means I'd be sitting there for like 6 hours, 7 hours sometimes, just trying to do one of the
Going through it a
dungeons.
second time, and it's not that problem. Like you'll be fine going through this, like P5R when you're playing it. They've made it a lot easier to do it in one sitting.
Yeah, it was decently difficult. It was like you had to make sure you had a decent amount of items all the time, and
your bullets respawn, so that's like heavy damage that you have all the time essentially. Yeah. So it's easier to beat the dungeons in one go. You still need to know what you're doing. So like if Phil, like it wouldn't have been easier for Phil to do it because he has no idea where anything is because you hadn't played it. Where you've played, how far did you get?
The space.
Oh, so Haru's. Okay,
That's pretty far, actually.
Yeah, that's you had like 3 dungeons left.
Yeah, it was still like 50 hours or something. I played a lot of the freaking game.
Why did you stop?
I don't know. Something. It might have been Fire Emblem came out. Something.
No, man.
Something came out
Wasn't Fire Emblem.
because that was when was
It was
Fire-
the year. It was 2 years later.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fire Emblem came out 2019.
Yeah, but Persona came out what 2017?
2017.
Yeah.
That's 2 years.
Fire Emblem came out.
Was it Zelda, maybe?
Maybe it was Zelda.
Zelda came out before it,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There was something there. We
And
talked
he
about
didn't
this
play
at
Zelda.
We talked about. I did play Zelda when it came
but
out.
not enough to count.
Hey.
Enough. You can't really beat Zelda. But yeah, we talked about this before on the podcast, but I couldn't remember what it was. But there was something that came out. I'm like, oh, I need to play this. I don't know what it was. I have a little ADHD sometimes.
But now it's good because you do have the time to play it, at least for a few
the
days.
next bit.
Yeah. I mean, I picked it up. I decided to pick it up with like a couple days left till I had to start work again. But like with everything going on, the work schedule is still like so little time. It's not really an excuse. But yeah, I just need to remember that during Persona, I need to make like myself a rule. Like every like 3 days in Persona time, I need to do like some physio exercises, or else I'll just get distracted and just lay down all day and won't do anything.
Now, are you
So-
counting the days where it skips a week for no
Yeah.
reason?
Yeah, I'll have to. You can't do too many physio exercises, so
True.
it's probably the smart decision.
No, but even when I think back to like just this period in general, like I think the Final Fantasy VII remake came out 2 months ago.
Yeah. That's just flown by, man.
That's crazy to think about.
Yeah.
Well, Animal Crossing came out like 3 months ago. P5R came out 3 months ago. Final Fantasy came out 3 months ago. Resident Evil came out 3 months ago. Like
Final
there's-
Fantasy is still my game of the year up to this point.
I think P5R is mine, but Resident Evil is. Final Fantasy is like a close second.
I don't know if I'd be. I think even if I play P5R and I'm like, this is like the best game I've ever played, I still don't think I'd put it up for game of the year because it is 80% of a game from last year. So that would be like putting like a DLC as like a game of the year.
They did do that.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I
The
like
Witcher
it.
1 DLC beat Best RPG against Bloodborne. It was fucking annoying.
It was the same year as against Divinity Original Sin 2, I think, as well.
Yeah, no.
Was it not? Because I
No.
think Bloodborne was against Divinity.
Have you played that?
Divinity Original Sin 2?
Yeah, like
Yeah, I haven't played it on Switch though.
yeah, because you bought it
Yeah,
like
because
day
none of
one.
my friends got it on
Because
Switch.
I have it on PC.
I was relying on my buddies, my pals. To
You
be
can do
like-
cross saves on it now.
Yeah, you can.
I don't know, man.
I'd probably pick it up. Is there a door
I'm
opening?
waiting to see if he's getting an ice cream delivery.
I might be.
Oh my god, a dog.
No,
Hey, doggo.
Listen,
Doggo.
I said ice cream delivery aloud. I didn't say dog delivery
God.
aloud.
Okay, I was
Just
gonna
gonna-
just.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay. Bye bye.
Take the
Doggo.
dog with you.
Doggo, leave.
He's already in this table like 5 times.
Terrible.
All that we're missing is all the cats to come in as well.
Now I'm gonna have to eat this on.
Where the fuck's my ice cream?
It's okay. I don't mind you eating the ice cream on the podcast. I'm just gonna
ASMR.
look at it and smell it. Yeah, I don't know. I would have a difficulty even if I was like, man, this is like a better game than like Final Fantasy 7. I would still probably pick Final Fantasy 7 just because I would consider Persona still like 2017.
But
It just depends. on
would
how
you
look
not
at it.
consider Final Fantasy VII actually
I would not.
1997?
You've played it, Phil. Without giving away spoilers, it's a very different game.
Is
I
it, though?
I think we can give away spoilers at this point, anyways. Honestly, we did a
Has Jimmy seriously not played it?
no because Jimmy was mad that on day one it didn't download. He blamed the game and not his shit internet, which it was obviously his internet's fault.
Yeah, that shit downloaded like in that game actually downloaded stupid fast at my house. It downloaded in 4 hours.
And you had like
It was 100 gigs.
you
How the
also
fuck
had
did it
like a
download in
month
4 hours?
ahead. But he's like, man, it didn't even download.
No, I bought it like 2 days before.
but-
How the hell? But why would you pay full price for the game and then be mad that it didn't download? So just never play it.
It's Jimmy.
he played it still. He just said he wasn't interested. But if you look, he's probably played like sub 10 hours. Like
Yeah. Do you know who else didn't like it?
Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't too surprised though, to be
No.
honest. But no, you know, we had arguments about that, or not arguments. We had debates about it inside the chat.
Did one of you fucks just burp?
No.
It fucking smells like meat. And I'm fucking, it's,
Wait,
Not me.
Who's eating meat?
I don't know why.
Phil
This
doesn't
is-
eat
it's-
meat.
Fuck.
Does it smell like a mango ginger ale?
No.
Or-
I don't know.
is
That
it?
was weird. It smelled like a kielbasa sausage. It was weird.
Maybe one of the meat gushers from the other night. But yeah, I don't know. Like we had the debate with Dan about it, and I don't. It was one of those games I was actually decently passionate about arguing with, because a lot of the arguments, it'd be like, I feel like you'll be passionate about arguing about like Last of Us 2 with some people, because a lot of the arguments I didn't find a lot of arguments opinion. I just found a lot of them just like wrong.
I hate the whole. It's not a full game. I'm just gonna wait for the full game to come out. Like fuck off.
Yeah.
It's like it's a full experience. Like it's.
Yeah, it's just because you know something is going to have multiple parts does not mean by only having one part makes it not a full game.
This is like people complaining about like buying an episode of The Walking Dead, like the game.
Yeah, but no one did though. But nobody really complained.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying it's like them buying episode 1 and then going, I'm not going to buy the rest because I thought this was a finished game.
Yeah,
like-
they shouldn't have even said part 1 or anything though. It should have been like Final Fantasy remake.
That would have
but-
pissed so many more
I
people
know,
off.
but and just been like, this is not the full experience. Wait for more.
It took me longer to beat Final Fantasy VII remake than it did for The Last of Us.
Yeah, by like double.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah, but you know, people. I guess. Well, I don't know who's going to be arguing.
What
with you.
was your P5 save end time?
90 hours.
90 hours? Wow, you skipped a lot.
You can't technically skip that much because it takes you.
Yeah, but I feel like
days.
what were your social action? Well, that's fine.
But there's other things like how much time you spend in like mementos and stuff like that, and because like you still do every day, unless Phil just spent every single day like going to bed
Sleeping.
early or something. Yeah.
Was Mara your best persona by the end of the game?
No, it was. I was like, why did you say that? And then I remembered.
You remember?
Why did
Mara
they?
was?
What is this?
It's a Japanese folklore thing. Like everything in the game is based off of some form of folklore. So there is in Japanese mythology a giant penis monster. I don't know if it's in a chariot, but there's definitely one. Release of air.
Yeah, I muted myself to make it slightly less
yeah.
bad.
But yeah, no, that's legit. Like and if you hit like when you go to status on any persona, you hit L2, it has background on every character.
That's pretty sick.
So like Metatron being like one of the Judo-Christian angels and shit like that. Like
Yeah, it's not just Japanese either. They got
well,
everything.
Loki is in it. The Odin, Thor, like you can get them like straight up.
a lot of
how many
Indian deities.
How many personas are there?
Lots.
I beat the game at 82%.
Did you get any
compendium.
of the DLC personas? Were you tempted to
I didn't
any
buy
of them?
any of them. I wasn't buying a DLC for a
It's
game
too bad that Royale didn't come with them.
it came with all the DLC from the first game. So you got like normal Thanatos, Izanagi,
what's his name?
Orpheus.
Yeah, my favorite.
And then from the Persona 4 fighting game, you got like the cool ox head one that the one girl had. She was super cool. But
That's good.
yeah, and then there was one other one that I don't recognize, so it's probably Persona 2 or 1.
Yeah, obviously one day we'll get into a Persona, big talk. Hopefully, when they announce a Persona for the Switch.
How long do you think it'll be before Persona 6 is out?
A long time.
Dude, it was like 15 years from Persona 4 to 5.
Are you serious?
Yeah, well, that's probably
A
an
long time. It
exaggeration.
came out on
but-
PlayStation 2.
Yeah, let's see what P5 are.
But like P4 Golden just came to PC. That was like the first time a Persona game was taken
Yeah,
off like
that's
the
nuts.
PlayStation, which means now that's just the start, right? That could just be opening the floodgates for us to get P4 Golden on
Persona
Switch.
4 released in July 10th, 2008. So it was 10 years.
That's
12 years.
Or 9 years, sorry. For P5.
2008 to 2017?
Oh, no,
Yeah,
I was
P5,
thinking
yeah.
2020.
Yeah, so
I'm like, wait, it didn't come out in
yeah, no.
2020.
So 9 years it took for the sequel to that game come out. It skipped the PS3, which Catherine was made for. Because Catherine was the tech demo for the engine.
yeah,
For
you pushing
Persona 5.
blocks and
Yeah.
shit.
And it was obviously successful. Why don't they put Persona 4 on Switch?
They might.
I don't get it.
It's probably
seemed,
happening.
It seemed far-fetched before because they've never put the Persona on anything other than the Switch or on anything other than Nintendo.
Sony, you jackass.
Sony systems. But I mean, like they had the Shin Megami Tensei games were on DS, right?
Oh yeah, they're all over the place.
Yeah. So like I mean, like maybe now that they put P4 Golden on PC, they'll like, hey, maybe they'll put like P3 FES edition or P4
I want
Golden on the
P3
Switch.
FES, but I want the portable like.
See, but I like walking around.
Me too,
though.
but I meant I want the portable other like the options in portable, like the being the girl character
Yeah.
and the social links with the.
and then obviously P4 Golden would be.
So when did Persona 3 come out?
Not too long before that.
No, that was
I think
also
it was
PlayStation 2. So
yeah,
it was in the same generation. At least.
Why did Persona 5 get delayed so much?
engine. I'm pretty sure it was.
Persona 5 looks good. Probably took a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of style in one game.
Oh, the music is so good.
I mean, the music in all the games is good though. The
Yeah.
music in P3 got stuck.
2007.
So it's only a year.
Yeah.
The
So-
music in Persona 5 is better than the music in Persona 3, but the P3 music got stuck in my head way more.
Yeah, P3. So they all stick to a genre. So P3 is like
Hip-hop
R&B,
or
hip hop,
R&B.
and then Persona 4 is like in your face pop, and then Persona 5 is like smooth jazz.
And do they all take 90 hours to beat?
If not longer.
Pretty close, yeah. I remember Persona 3, I played it all, I got right to the end, I lost on the final boss, and then I was like mad, and I didn't play it for like 3 more months. And then I went back 3 months later, just trained up to level 99, then fought the final boss and beat the game.
Did you use Salvation?
No, I didn't.
No. Okay.
No.
That's a fun way to beat. It one shots the boss.
Yeah. Isn't it like you have to have Satan and like Lucifer or something?
And you
or-
fuse them and get whatever. What the fuck's Messiah? You get Messiah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to play. As I said, the last like 3 days I've been really feeling it. I've kind of just been like chilling, like, oh, I want to play P5 Royale. Yes, I saw that. And then, so I'm not going to start tonight because it's going to be too late, but tomorrow.
Yeah. I want daily reports on how far you are in the game. I want you to beat Kamoshida's Palace by tomorrow.
I don't know if that's possible because my father's visiting me tomorrow, so I'll be slightly busy.
5 hours,
important?
man.
That good point. What is more?
You'd be like, "Hey,
important?
Dad, do you want to watch me beat up this sexual predator?"
Hey, you want
and
to
he'll
see
be
this
like,
volleyball coach that molests his children? I was going to say his children.
"He doesn't do that."
Well,
but
we don't know if he has children.
I don't. He doesn't.
But yeah, we'll get into more Persona talks. Obviously, that's a big thing of what you just beat Persona 5 Royale since the last time we did a podcast.
No.
I'm pretty sure.
No.
The last real podcast?
Oh, the last real podcast.
I don't
guess.
count the last week. It was a special.
I'm counting it in my
And Phil
canon.
beat Persona 5 non-Royale since the last time we did a podcast.
Yeah.
I do kind of regret not just waiting.
for
but-
Royale.
Yeah.
Honestly, you got it for $20. You got your money's out of it.
Yeah, that's the thing, because it was more...
Plus, you would have had to restart, and that would have taken you an extra
No, I
3
think you mean
months.
just like waited in general.
Oh.
Like
Yeah, I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would have...
and you fucking down that, bud. You done?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if I would have spent the money on it. That's the thing. Because, like, the only reason why I picked it up...
it was a risky buy.
It's because I told you to fucking play it.
Yeah, because we just had discussions, and I was like, oh, this game's $20? And you're like, yeah. And I was like, maybe I'll grab it.
I was like, if Breath of the Wild didn't come out that year, it would have been 100% my game of the year.
I put it to me, it's a 10 out of 10 game. And I know we should get away from it.
I don't like 10 out of 10s.
Yeah, even I don't give it a 10 out of 10 because I don't think the game is perfect, but it's like a 9.75. Like it's fucking like.
If there's when you play a game, if there's technically any single thing you wish would have been slightly different, it's not a 10 out of 10.
But it can be perfect by your standards.
Yeah, but
Chrono Trigger is a perfect game.
But
for
if
me.
you played through Persona 5 and you're like, man, the only thing I would have changed is I would have made this happen, which shouldn't be a 10 out of 10 for you. If there's a single thing
I could also say it's not a 10 out of 10 because Persona 5 Royale is a better game than Persona 5. They fixed literally everything and made it way more like user friendly.
To me, a 10 out of 10 game is something that is like long lasting. Like it's like a modern classic.
Yeah.
So the only 10 out of 10s I would probably give this generation would probably be like Breath of the Wild, Bloodborne, and Persona 5.
What about The Witcher?
But The Witcher, so I'm going to get to that. With The Witcher, I think for me that's like a 9. And then
9, yeah.
Dragon Quest 11, that's a 9. They're like really solid games.
So the game I recommended to you is better than the one Cam recommended to you?
But you both.
whoa.
To be fair, though, like I think I would never have gotten like back into RPGs if it wasn't for Persona 5. Like if I didn't play it for like a little bit. But Dragon Quest 11 was the.
I'm not actually trying to pit us against each other. It was
No.
trying to be funny.
No. But Dragon Quest 11 was the first JRPG that I beat in like 15 years.
Yeah.
And he just couldn't put that one down, man. Had no problem putting Persona down.
And I think I would say that sometimes like with game recommendations, and this is why like I'll never like blindly follow other people's opinions.
Except ours.
No, because you like Untitled Goose Game. I don't like Untitled.
That game's fucking great.
I don't like it. But you also like Devil May Cry 5. I
That game's
played
fucking
it.
great.
I thought it was awesome. And it's the same thing with Cam. Like Cam recommended me Ni no Kuni. I gave it a shot. I'm not a huge fan of it, but then he can recommend me something like Dragon Quest 11 and I can love it, you know?
Yeah, like I have like the only reason you didn't like Ni no Kuni, which is a fair reason, is because you don't have a heart. Like if you were a human being.
Did you play it on Switch or PS4?
Switch?
I played it on PS3 and Switch.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I feel like the only reason you didn't put Dragon Quest down is because it was on Switch, so you could take it anywhere.
Yeah,
I feel like if Persona had that, well, I probably would never have put it down either. But
a quick talk about Dragon Quest in a sense. I want to talk about Xenoblade
cool
real
Jade
fast. No story spoilers, nothing like that. But
Well, you guys don't give a fuck about it now.
no, I'm gonna play it.
But-
I'm gonna steal
yeah,
his copy and play.
yeah,
it,
so the
I just have to beat. I beat the Pokemon DLC and then I have to beat the Last of Us. And then
So
we're
not
back
talking
to
about the
Xenoblade.
story at all, but like I played Xenoblade when it came out, the original on the Wii, for like less than 2 hours.
I tried.
I rented it from Blockbuster. I hated the combat. I was like, this game sucks. And I returned it.
Me, it was honestly the visuals, and I normally don't let
Oh, yeah, the
visuals
Wii was
bug me, but the
terrible.
Wii was so like it was awful.
It looked like shit. Like I saw some gameplay of it.
Yeah,
and I was
side-by-sides?
I was like, what is that?
Like
But-
I feel like I couldn't tell what the side of a creature was, let alone like what it
since
is.
then though, right? Like it's become like a classic. Like people are like, oh, this is like one of the best RPGs of all time. I even have other friends who played it on like the 3DS when it came out for that, and they're like, yeah, this was fantastic. And then playing it, I got 30 hours in. I didn't really feel the drive to beat it. I probably still will beat it, but like,
You gotta add context with that though.
no, I don't. I got 30 hours. I played the game for 30 hours. Maybe a little bit over. It doesn't matter what I did in the game.
Yes,
the
it
game,
does.
If the game gives you the option to do side quests, then that's what they want you to do.
No, it doesn't.
Yep.
I've done all the side quests so far.
Yeah, but the thing is that they are literally never ending. Like,
Huh?
they're
Oh, is
like-
it the fucking Fallout settlements all over again?
when you finish them, they just add more, and then even as you go to a new area, the first place just gets more again.
Dude.
There's like 500, and they just pop up.
I
nonstop.
feel-
Oh, okay, I'll just stop doing
and
side
like
quests. then.
80% of them don't have a story. It's just like, go get this feather for me.
Yeah, kill this thing.
But like I have this like gaming OCD where I have to do them when I see them, so it like gets in the way.
I already don't plan on 100%ing this game like other games that I would. So yeah, now knowing that there's 500 side quests or
but
whatever.
even I got to chapter 8, and there's how many chapters? Like 10,
No,
Or
there's
12?
17.
all in this game.
Yeah, dude.
I thought when we looked it up, they said there was only 12.
No, there's 17.
Okay, either way. So I got to chapter 8. The story's fine.
I
Like,
got to less than half the game.
the story's fine. You know, I like some of the characters. They're cool. Some other characters are just thrown in with absolutely no purpose. And it's just like the story's just kind of like, like
It's so far what I've gathered. It's hey, you got a cool time travel-y sword thing. Well, not time travel but a time seeing sword.
The Monado.
Yeah, I know what it's called. The true power of the Minato. but it's pretty much just generic RPG. Like, we're the hero. We got to save the day. We're going to get a ragtag group.
I think I was too hyped by all like the people saying it's like one of the best RPGs.
Yeah, like
because then I compare it to like Final Fantasy IX, Dragon Quest, something to be like Bait and Kaitos, like all these games. I'm like, this game's not even close.
That's a problem with some games. Like, you play it and people are like, this is legit one of the best games I've ever played. And then you're like, this game's fucking...
Like, every single character who gets introduced in Dragon Quest, I love for a different reason. They all have like a reason to be there and like a story.
They're different though. Xenoblade tries to take itself seriously in some spots, but Dragon Quest might as well be a goofy big...
Excuse me, wait till you get to fucking Riki.
Yeah, he's a tiny little dude. I know Riki.
Yeah, and he has absolutely... His story is so fucking stupid. He's just like, oh, Riki has to go with you guys now. And then he's just like with you for the rest of the game. And you're like, okay, man, like, good story. Like, he's just a part of our team.
Okay.
It's so bad. He's like, my tum-tum hurts. And I'm like Christy came out while I was playing it. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm...
Just be glad you didn't play the second one.
I did play the second one.
Yeah, but there was an annoying...
He was better.
He was
The
better?
Nopalm was better than Riki.
Dog, Riki's terrible.
Oh, shit.
And
I liked all the characters to the point. They're all serious. Like, they have like good story, like Sharla.
I can't remember the...
Sharla.
Sharla?
I like
That's
Sharla.
the sniper, yeah.
She's cool.
They had good stories. I liked the chemistry between like,
She's
you know,
just big
Shulk
titty
and Rain
sniper
and stuff
lady,
like
but-
that. But then Riki comes in and I just hated my life. I was
Yeah, but
like,
most games have the joke character.
yeah,
but he's
even-
not funny.
Take something like Sylvando though. He's like the joke character
Why
in
is he the
Dragon
joke
Quest
character?
11, and
Because
he
he's
like
just extra.
but he like becomes one of your
He goes
favorite
so over the
characters.
top.
Did Riki become one of your favorite characters for being the joke character?
He didn't finish the game.
Oh, yeah, it's true. He didn't.
Listen. So I'm gonna say this. So I put I think 44 hours into the game. I completed it. I did not do the 500 side quests. I did like 130 of them though, and I can tell you that they don't get any better. I didn't play a single side quest where it was like,
You're like, oh yeah, that's deep. Oh, whose character story is this?
the only one that I would say, like my favorite side quest was probably the one where you have to like there's this woman who's looking for her son's missing things.
Her missing items, and he went off. And
Yeah, and I was like, this is all
areas.
right. Like, this actually kind of makes a little bit of sense, and it makes you traverse the map. The landscapes were great. Some of the enemies were awesome.
The music is fantastic.
The
though.
music's fantastic.
Guar Plains is so good, man.
And I do like the story in some capacity, but I also haven't been burnt out like you both have.
I didn't say it was burnt out. I literally had a bunch of other shit come out.
No. I
time.
mean, burnt out on the JRPG saves the world.
Like, as we've done.
Oh.
as a
You
bunch.
guys have seen that 100 times.
Yeah.
For me, I haven't really seen it 100 times.
The issue is I've seen it at least 5 times done better.
Exactly.
Which is yeah, that was like the issue when I was playing it. And it wasn't anything to do with the game. It's not the game's fault. If anything, it's just like people's fault or my fault from like having my opinion bended by it. But
when we were discussing it, and I've even talked to some of my other friends about it, they're like, oh man, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition is it's probably gonna be game of the year, man. Like it's the best JRPG I've ever played.
I can tell you those people are wrong.
But then
Then you play P5R or P5.
the combat is just so terrible. Like
See, I didn't mind the combat. I like the whole positioning, and like I really like the warning people, like where it pops up and
Yeah.
it's just like your party member's gonna die, and you walk up and you're like, hey, don't.
dude,
I
fucking
liked
die.
it
When
at the
you get to-
beginning, but as you get farther into the game, it like
when you get
it
to
never
the end of the
changes.
game, dude, and like it's people are getting one-shotted, and it's like every 5 seconds it comes up. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like,
Maybe you were just underleveled.
It's
bud.
just he probably was from the lack of side quests, but
Ah.
in general though,
over 100.
not enough. That's only one like fifth of what's in the game. But the issue is that like the combat never changes. Like when you get to like level 12, you pretty much have all the utilities other than a couple
I'm already,
small like
level 12. Yeah.
a couple of like the Monado things, but all your like abilities are the same the entire game.
Oh.
Like it's just nothing in combat. Every single combat I did in the game, I did the exact
Backstab.
same. Yeah, I walked up, I backstabbed first. They turn around, I would get rid of my
What is it?
aggro. I'd hit them with the 2 things on the side.
Air slicer or whatever
Yeah,
it is.
like it was like exact same combat every single enemy and every boss I fought.
There was only one section of the game that I actually had to go back and be like, okay, I need to level up a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's about halfway through. And once I did that, never had an issue. I just like would level myself once in each area and I'd be fine. I ended the game at level 85.
Oh, that's better than most games. Usually, end game for most games is like 70. maybe 65 to 70.
And the thing about it was a lot of the reviews that I was reading or what I had heard from other people was it didn't have grinding. Because like one of my biggest gripes with JRPGs in general is the whole, listen, you're just gonna have to fight some enemies for 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, I love that.
I hate that.
I used to love it a lot more than I do now.
But for this, they're like, you know, if you like don't avoid battles, but like still do a moderate amount of them, but like you don't have to go above and beyond, you're gonna be fine. So I was like, yeah, that's fine. So when I beat the game, I was like, okay, that was all right. I really liked the story. Maybe let's go into this epilogue. Like I want to see where they're gonna take these characters from the actual ending of the game. The epilogue, dog. It was terrible. I played like an hour of it, and I was like, "This isn't it."
You also had to play as all your least favorite characters. So.
Yeah.
You had to play as Shulk and Sheila.
No, Charla. So
you get to play. Don't worry, Riki's in the epilogue.
Oh, good.
So you play as like whatever Riki is. There's 2 more of those guys just as annoying. Then you have
The blue-haired lady.
yes, like the one that
Melia.
Yeah, I don't know who she is, but
Melia.
I know I've seen.
But
her.
she's literally one of the useless NPCs in the game. She's terrible.
She's not an NPC.
She is technically a playable character.
okay.
She is a PC.
She's one of the worst characters that you can play as. She's useless, in my opinion.
What is she? She white
She's
mage?
like a mage. No, not even like a white mage. She's like a black mage.
Oh,
I maybe I couldn't play her that well, but I found her pretty useless.
It sounds like we're really nagging on the game. It's not that the game's bad. It's just that I was overhyped because I heard it was like the best. And then I'm thinking, I'm just like in my mind, a list of games is just going through my head.
Yeah.
That I liked more.
playing it like the
RPGs.
first fight, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I can already see this game isn't like mind blowing.
You're not gonna sit there and be
yeah.
like, oh.
The first time the rewind thing happened, I was like, oh, that's a cool thing. But obviously, you guys said it gets annoying. But I'll beat it. I think I'll beat it.
I still don't get me wrong. I like the story enough.
I have like a week's holiday coming up soon, so.
I like the story
I
enough.
also predicted a lot of story things that we won't discuss because they're spoilers. But like 20 minutes in, I'm like, oh, I know. Exactly
I'm sure
where this
I
is
know
going.
exactly what you're talking about.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, I mean, I don't. It's not like I'm mad. It's not like I stopped playing the game because I was like, oh, I hate this game. It's garbage. It just like I was kind of bored of it. A lot of it would do the side quests. The battle was starting to like to bore me. Every fight was the same. And then I was just like, I just didn't feel want to turn it on anymore.
That's
it's
fair.
not that I won't go back and beat it eventually. I probably will, hopefully at one point. But I don't know when I'm going to be in the mood to.
It literally, the only reason I halted on it is because it's a physical cartridge, and the Pokemon DLC came out, so I had to take out it to play the Pokemon DLC, and I beat that though.
Yeah.
As well.
Good transition. It's time to talk about Pokemon.
Yeah.
We don't have an order here, but I mean, we're just going to go with the natural flow of the transitions.
Yeah,
A couple big things about
Segue.
Pokemon. Obviously, DLC came out.
yeah.
DLC's fun.
Urshifu is really cool.
Nothing about it is going to blow anybody's mind.
No.
But at the same time, it's like $20 for the DLC.
Don't say that though.
But it is. It's $40 for the expansion pass. There are 2. It is
Yeah.
$20 for the DLC.
Yeah. And realistically, the only reason I care about it is because they added my favorite Pokemon and a bunch of really good competitive
But
Pokemon.
why didn't they have that from the beginning, Birch?
Because it's a lot of work to do.
But you could argue about that any DLC.
Yeah.
Any DLC, you could be like, why didn't they just add that to the main part of the
Why
game?
wasn't Dragonborn in Skyrim?
Here's the
Hey,
thing.
why was Dawnguard in there? Why wasn't
How
Hearthstone
long
in
did
there?
it take for that to come out though?
That game's still releasing.
No, but here's the thing. So they had the content from the get-go. They had those character models from the get-go. They knew they were going to do this.
No.
Yeah, they did.
No.
It's been proven they had the models.
No.
What do you mean no?
I will
No.
disagree that they obviously did have the models.
Yeah.
And they knew DLC was the way they wanted to go.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're not just... If
And-
they were just like, hey, $20 for you to have all your old Pokemon back, you scumbag.
So-
like they're holding
But-
everyone's favorite Pokemon hostage
Yeah.
with a gun.
Yeah,
you
but-
can still get all of the Pokemon though. So like if you don't pay for the DLC, you can trade with someone who has the DLC. You can open up your Pokemon home and take all your Pokemon from the old games, put it in the new game.
You should be able to just traverse the land and pick up the Pokemon. Here's the thing. So the game is $90 here in
Yep.
Canada.
Yeah.
With the DLC, you're paying $130.
Yeah.
Okay.
To have all
so
of the
Call
Pokemon.
of Duty releases on regular time, $80.
We make fun of them too.
Yeah.
sure do.
So you get what, 3 maps for multiplayer?
Yep.
And then they ass fuck you for $60
They sure do.
for what, 5 more maps?
Yep.
Yes.
Why can't they have had those maps to begin with?
Listen, why can't they?
Yeah, why can't they?
I'm bored.
I don't know why
You know
they
what?
can't.
I start Star Wars Battlefront
Because
2
people
day
want
1.
money.
I want Darth Vader. I have to buy loot boxes to get Darth Vader.
Listen,
Of course.
DLC is garbage in every single sense, but I'm not mad at Pokemon for doing it.
No.
If every
I'm
other
disgusted
thing-
with Pokemon.
If every other company in the world does it, why
You
is
can't
it
even
like...
keep a fucking straight face, you fuck.
Now, if we want to talk about things that people are mad about Pokemon for,
Pokemon Unite.
Pokemon Unite
So the only reason I'm a little sad about it,
It was
is
a
I
shitty
feel
announcement.
No, well, yes,
was
but
a bad
they
announcement.
should have announced it with the rest of the stuff and saved Pokemon Snap.
No,
for
they
today.
should have announced it with the rest of the stuff and Pokemon Snap, and then showed me my Gen 4 remake.
Who gives a shit about Gen 4?
Everybody.
No,
It was the
all
most...
the starters suck.
That's not true.
Yes,
Nuh-uh.
what are the starters?
Turtwig was cute.
It's trash.
Turtwig, Piplup, Chimchar.
All trash.
All
It
good.
literally sounds like you're saying nonsense. Right
I'm not
He's
saying
not saying nonsense. He's saying the starters, but no, I hated Gen 4 the most.
Gen 4 was my least favorite generation, so we're on the same page here, but I don't blame the game. I blame
the DS
the
graphics.
DS.
Yeah,
it
no.
came out, it was dark, the sprites were hideous, and the whole system with they had a Poke Watch at the bottom was terrible.
Listen, you know what else had bad graphics that wasn't that good of a game? Xenoblade.
Yeah, it's true. Boom roasted. But no, people are very mad at Pokemon Unite. But yeah, I do agree that it's not the game's fault, even though like apparently the company does it. Everybody hates anyways.
It's Tencent, so they own I'm pretty sure they own part of League.
Okay.
They own.
They have
own
like
a
that controversy with Hong Kong, right?
Yeah. Like
The thing is, it's gonna be
they're a scummy company, but it's free.
Free to start. Yeah,
Well,
specify free to start.
the whole free to start is being loot boxes later. So like,
You're gonna have it's
Do
gonna
I-
be like League. You're gonna have like 4 Pokemon to start, and then
Yeah,
you have
that's
to pay
fine.
for all your other Pokemon.
but you can probably earn them in game though.
Hopefully.
But like, do I really care if I want a Charmander with a hat? No.
I will guarantee.
I would
you
play
will-
Pokemon Cafe for
Are you
that.
guys gonna play that?
I'll guarantee
I'll
I'll
try
download it on day 1
Yeah.
to try it out. I like League. I like MOBA games, and
It's
playing with
free.
your friends on Switch sounds like it could be pretty fun.
And mobile, it's crossplay.
The only shitty part is that once again, Nintendo still has absolutely dog shit for
It's gonna
chat.
make them a shitload of money, dog. They're gonna back up the truck with.
Well,
that.
hopefully they use that money to build a good in-game chat. Like holy
Good one.
crap.
Good one.
No,
Like-
no, they won't, man.
But that's the goal. But yeah, it's more just the people were mad because they waited a whole separate thing. They're like, oh yeah, you guys thought this presentation.
1 week.
It wasn't even a week. It was Thursday to Tuesday.
Who the hell cares?
But they should have just done it then because
Pokemon
nobody
people.
cared to begin with.
The best part is people are like, I'm boycotting Nintendo for this. I'm like, dude, like fucking relax.
But everybody thought it was either going to be the Gen 4 remakes or a Pokemon like Let's Go Johto or something.
I would have been way happier.
So
with
like
that.
the expectations versus the reality is the issue, not
I don't
what
think
the game
Pokemon
actually is.
fans, like we talked about this in one of our chats. I don't think Pokemon fans even know what the hell that they want.
Pokemon fans are the most entitled group of
Oh, yeah,
people in
just,
the world.
Just listening to our chat with our friends, people
They're
have
like-
no idea.
I want the Breath of the Wild Pokemon.
It won't
game.
work. We've gone over this.
But like at the same time, I remember like so many people being like, "Oh, like I remember Devin even specifically being like, oh, I want a Pokemon game with like no gyms." And then like Pokemon Sun and Moon came out with no gyms,
and then
he's
everyone's like, I don't like that it doesn't
he's
have
like, this
gyms.
game's garbage, has no gyms. It's like, I play the game. I enjoyed Sword and Shield. I'm not going to argue it's game of the year. It's just a Pokemon game, but I wanted to play a Pokemon game.
It was enjoyable. I get to play Pokemon on my TV.
Yeah, if I didn't
fucking
want
great.
to play a Pokemon game, then I wouldn't be playing that game, you know?
Yeah,
And obviously the people who boycotted it definitely didn't buy the game because it was their top selling game ever.
I mean, for me, it was always just I wanted to give it another chance because I was never a Pokemon kid. Like I was when I was super super young.
Are you calling us young?
But I'm saying that I never
Calling us babies?
I never played anything beyond Pokemon Crystal. That's the last one that I played.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But could you really argue that any of the new Pokemon games are worse than Pokemon Crystal, or was it just that we were not used to so many Pokemon games?
Do you know what the
that
worst Pokemon
Crystal?
game is? Gen 1. Fucking trash.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think Gen 1, either Gen 1 or Gen 4 is my least favorite, but
Like Gen 1, like I'm talking like red and blue.
Yeah.
Not leaf green and fire
Yellow's
red.
worse, honestly. I don't like yellow.
Okay, well either or. The fact that they added like abilities and shit like that made the games way better. Instead of just having a tight advantage where everybody had a freaking Dragonite because they were fucking busted.
Yeah, the issue is that fans look at it like Pokemon games keep getting worse. Pokemon games are getting worse. You just know them. Like they're all the same game.
And isn't it I think a lot of video games are tied to nostalgia or different parts of your life. Whereas a lot of Nintendo fans, or a lot of, well, Nintendo fans as well, but a lot of Pokemon fans, they associate Pokemon games with being a kid. And when they felt happy or going on road trips, doing like just different shit when they were younger. Like almost every person I know who even has played beyond what I've played have been like, yeah, like I played Pokemon Ruby when I was in high school, or like, you know what I mean? So now, you know, you're playing these games that are basically the same, just without the nostalgia. And some people, if you like the core game, you're still going to have fun. But if that nostalgia is what is making you love Pokemon, because Pokemon was your only option when you were younger, or like whatever number of reasons that you loved it back then, you're not going to like the new ones because they're not going to be different.
Yeah, it's really just comes. I knew exactly what I was going to get with Pokemon Sword. I didn't expect something crazy. I didn't expect a Breath of the Wild Pokemon game. I wanted the exact Pokemon battle system. I just wanted the battles to be a little bit bigger. I wanted the new Pokemon to be cool.
Honestly, I like that they got rid of Z moves. I like that they got rid of Mega Evolutions for the most part.
Cool.
Mega Evolutions are cool, but honestly, they should just make them a permanent upgrade, not like a temporary one. Because I didn't like that once something Mega evolved, like you were fucked. If that thing got...
That was the good online strategy.
Yeah,
I found it a little bit more tactical than like the Gigantamax stuff.
See, I like the Gigantamax stuff because you have 3 turns of it, so you could only have 3 turns, and you can't.
The Gigantamax makes for really epic battles. Like when you're in the gym battles in Pokemon Sword, they felt more epic than any gym battles from any other Pokemon game.
A, it was on the TV, and B, these things are fucking huge.
Plus the music and the cheering.
It's so good.
It's good.
But I wish that there was a way to increase the difficulty. They could have the gameplay be the exact same.
Yeah, I just want a Nuzlocke mode, and I know it's never going to happen.
Yeah, I would, obviously, if people ask me what I'd want for Pokemon, I have a list of things I'd want, but I don't expect any of them because I'm not the target audience. And like, if let's say the target audience for Pokemon game is someone 10 years old, does the 10-year-old, are they asking for a hard mode? Are they asking for a Nuzlocke?
Are they asking for like your Pokemon is dead? Deal with it. No,
they're probably just like, I want fucking Pikachu. And
I
like,
want
we're gonna
Charmander.
give you Pikachu, kid. Like I have a hard time not being the. I understand I'm not the target audience, so like.
But does like even in our chat, I feel like you sometimes have to step back and be like, listen, this game is for 10-year-olds. Like
it's for children.
Not to be rude or anything. I still bought it. I still played it. I still had fun. But it's designed for children. Now, you can say, I want this or I want that, but is that going to appeal to children? Probably not.
Probably not.
If it's a fucking...
And is that a good choice to then change your game's target audience in the middle of like a, 30, 20-year-long successful franchise?
And,
Nope.
The people who are like our age, like at our, our late 20s, who are still playing it because they love Pokemon. They're not like, yo, let's try to get people 25 and over to play this game. They don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care about us.
No. My one coworker, my older coworker, he like has never played Pokemon. He doesn't play Pokemon. During COVID, he picked up Pokemon Go and he's like, yo, man, I kind of get why you guys play Pokemon. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I've been playing it for like a bajillion years.
Man, early Pokemon Go days.
So good,
That
man.
shit was
Before
crisp.
it was legal.
I wish I could get that back.
Well, I use legal
Legalize
loosely.
it, man.
US.
Yeah, no, it was actually the Australian copy.
Yeah, but like, those were such good times.
Going to Harrison Park.
Yeah, I remember just like
crushing
slowly
it.
driving around town, like real slow to catch all the Pokemon, being like, yo, there's a Geodude over there. Then everybody would like run like 100 meters to
You'd
go
hear
try and
like,
find it.
yo, there's like an Ekans. You're like, and you haul ass to that Ekans.
It's kind of weird how it like just fell to obscurity in a way. Like I know
It's still huge.
It's got like that. It's got like the more dedicated fan base now than ever, but not like the same It doesn't cover the same spread.
You know
of
that
people.
old man that has a bunch of phones? Like, have you seen the old man who plays like on a bunch
the
of
bike.
phones? I don't know if it's the one on the bike, but he has 86 phones now. He plays with 86 phones. It's like
But
this
why?
tall. So he's 86 accounts,
But
but
what does that do for
he
you?
can catch 86 Pokemon at the same time.
What does that do?
I think it's
Dedication.
It was really cool to have something like that, and especially for like some of my friends who have like toddler age children. It was like a great introduction, great way to get them outside, and I do miss it too.
Once my kid's old enough, I'm gonna read down the Pokemon Go.
Just play.
Yeah, there's actually a Pokestop near my house.
I keep asking. Well, apparently, when you're level 40 in the game, you can start requesting Pokestops at places
Oh,
and
at
write
the
your
mall?
reasons. No, I kept trying to tell Ian because he's level 40 to request one at my house and put it like it's the place of a handicap guy. Because I can't even. I literally can't walk to a Pokestop currently. I try to use Pokemon Go as like a way to like make my like 5-minute walks more fun, so
Yeah.
that I want to die less. But because there's nothing nearby, it's not very eventful, unfortunately.
Do you like see a Dunsparce and you're like, I relate to you, man?
Yeah, I can't even get it. But yeah, I don't know. It's Pokemon is one of those things where the fans will never be happy because the fans now are a bunch of 27-year-old gamer trolls online,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
all of our friends.
Why
So-
isn't it Breath of the Wild?
Yeah, so it's like, and people are like, "Yo, Breath of the Wild changed their whole gameplay at this point." I'm like, "Yeah, but like they didn't."
But it didn't really. The first game is very similar to Breath of the Wild.
Well, not to mention they didn't
Well, that
technically make things like harder. Like some of those other Zelda games are probably, I would argue, harder than Breath of the Wild. Even if sometimes
agree.
finding places to go in the old games, impossible.
Zelda 2 is like, if you don't have a guide, good fucking luck.
Yeah, like they didn't make it harder. They obviously made it more open, and that's enjoyable in a lot of ways. But it's not like they made a hard mode of Zelda.
But you also have in this same vein, I think Breath of the Wild isn't the best Zelda game because the dungeons were lackluster.
Oh yeah,
Like, there were no-
Ocarina of Time's your favorite, right?
If you fucking shut your goddamn mouth.
That is his favorite.
No.
He hates that one with the mask, though.
That's not even my favorite one.
Minish Cap?
No, that's my third favorite.
What the fuck's your favorite one?
Is it Link's
Oh
Awakening?
no, it's Wind Waker.
It's Wind Waker.
It's Wind Waker.
Yeah, Wind Waker
is Kawaii Desu.
Wind Waker's adorable. So it's Wind
Not
Waker,
my favorite.
Majora's Mask, Minish
Spirit
Cap.
Tracks.
That's the only one you've beaten, right?
It's the only one
Spirit
I've
Tracks
seen.
is so bad.
It's okay.
The theme is good though.
Wait,
Like
did you never beat Link's Awakening?
No,
yeah, we did a review on it.
Link's Awakening was boring as shit. No, we did our first 5. I literally played 5 hours of the gameplay, and I was
Oh.
like, good enough.
That game's adorable as
It was
fuck.
so boring. It was like we discussed like Yoshi's Woolly World recently about how like it. I'm like, yeah, that's a good like nothing against the game, but that's a game for kids because it's so easy.
It's
Link's
easy.
Awakening is not a game for kids.
No,
I don't know. It just bored me. That's all.
no,
It's not the game's
like
fault.
Woolly World. We can like. Do you want to go on Crafted World or whatever?
Yeah, we can talk about it.
Okay, so yes, it's a very easy game, but I didn't play it for the difficulty. I played it because A, it's co-op, and B, the game is adorable as shit.
So, to give context here, so I borrowed the game off of our mutual friend Dan, who does have 4 children. So, I can understand why he owns it, and it makes a lot of sense. If I did have like younger children and they wanted a game to play that wasn't that easy, but kind of got them into platformers, absolutely, Crafted World. That's the game. That's a
Or the new Kirby game. It's
epic yarn.
no
or Sackboy Adventures.
No, Kirby Triple Deluxe or whatever it's called. I don't remember.
A Kirby All-Star Allies or whatever.
Yeah, Star Allies. Yeah, that's it.
So, I would definitely say that that's the game for them. It's an awesome game.
Yep.
Now, back in when was it May 10th, March 10th for Mario Day?
Yeah.
They did have Super Mario Maker and a couple other games. Yoshi's Crafted World was one of them on sale at EB for I think $60.
Yeah, 59. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I kind of want to get this because one of my all-time favorite games is
Yoshi's Story.
no.
Yoshi's Island.
Yoshi's Island.
Oh, Yoshi's Island's good too.
for the Super Nintendo.
Do you not like Yoshi's Story?
I've never played it. I'll play it someday.
You haven't heard the theme.
So, I really liked it, like with the baby Mario and stuff.
Wah, wah, wah.
It's very annoying, but
Did you play the DS or the Game Boy version of that game?
no.
Imagine being in a car with somebody and they're not wearing headphones, and all you hear is oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
That sounds
Every 6
terrible.
seconds. It's fucking bad.
But even I had played and beat it multiple times as a kid, and then when the Super Nintendo Classic had come out, it was on there, and I decided to replay it again. It still stood up.
a great game.
I love that game. So I was like, oh, man, Woolly World and Crafted World seem like they're spiritual successors to this, just kind of cuter. And I saw that they even had like the dog back and things like that.
His name's Poochie.
So
He's just a less cool version of the dog from Little Big Planet 3.
fuck off.
That dog was dope. What was his name?
Fucking dope.
It's existed for like 15 years.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
Okay, yeah. Anyway,
That came first, man.
so I was like, I'm going to give this a shot. I decided not to pick it up when it was on sale because, I don't know. I looked up how long to beat, and it said like 8 hours. And I was like, I'm not paying $60 for
How the
this.
fuck did someone beat that in 8 hours?
So I was like, I'm gonna give it a shot.
Maybe it was that. I don't remember.
I'm gonna give it a shot when I asked Dan like what games he had. So I ended up playing it. I played it for I think about 2 or 3 hours, and I can tell you I did not die once. The maps were cool. Like the last thing I did.
Did you get to the ninja world?
No, I got to the dinosaur level.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Where you put the head on,
Yeah.
and I thought it was super cute. But I literally was like watching something while I was playing, and I love playing platformers while watching podcasts. Like that's kind of like one of my favorite things to do. And I was just like going through it, just having no trouble whatsoever.
Yeah.
Now the collectibles, some of them were difficult.
Yeah, like I went through the game trying to collect everything
But
in the stage.
I also
Missed some.
I like playing platformers for like the challenge, like trying to make certain jumps or like something's chasing me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's not Yoshi.
So
Yeah,
this,
he was just going off the impossible layer and shit too, right? So
yeah, that was the other thing. I went from playing arguably one of the best platformers of all
now,
time.
did you beat it though? That's the question.
It's not the best.
It's one of the best.
It's not the best.
Listen, it's made by the Rare dev team who made Donkey Kong Country. It is amazing, dude. You got to play it. Like
No.
I bought it for I think $27.
Too much.
$27.
Too much.
And I hated. I played maybe.
You hated it?
No.
See, I knew it.
I played 2 hours of the original ukulele, like the one that's supposed to be like
That's like a
Yeah,
3D
they-
Banjo Kazooie.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't really like this that much. I think that this is kind of, it's just mediocre. I will give it another shot someday. I think, especially since it's on Switch now. But I was like, I looked at it and I just kind of wanted to give it a shot. And I would say I loved it. Like I played it in like 3-4 hour sessions, and just some of the mechanics in that game are incredible. Like the gimmick of the game is there's 20 levels, but there's like the overworld is kind of similar to like a Zelda game where there's different puzzles, and the puzzles unlock the second part of the level. So for one level, it's like a water level.
So it's Celeste with side A and side B.
Kind of, but not
Mixed
really.
with some Breath of the Wild too.
Oh, good.
But like,
you said before, you can do like the final level anytime you want.
Yes.
But you only have like 1 health or something like that, and you have to beat all the other levels to gain
You can
health.
do
and
that
then
Chrono
do
Trigger. You
it.
can go right to the last level at like low level.
Chrono Trigger also has like a shit ton of endings, doesn't it? So
It's like 15 endings or something like that. I don't remember.
so I won't count that I beat the game because I won't say that I can. But the impossible lair, dude, you go in and the whole point is you have to get these bees. So every time that you beat a level, you get a bee, and there's some
The bees.
bees in the overworld, and at the end of it, you have to collect 48 bees.
That's like no bees.
but that's like your health.
That's your health. So I got all 48 bees,
Okay.
and that's how many hits you can take in the impossible lair.
Like
in, like, the final level.
The whole time.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
the final
Or each level you get 48 hits.
Yeah, every single level when you start off the final level.
How the fuck do you get hit 48
that's-
times in a level?
That's what I was asking, but I did see them play it. To be fair,
I was.
If
Did I
it's
say
not
it to you?
Super Meat Boy level of difficulty, then I don't see you dying 48 times or getting hit.
It's
48
harder.
times.
It's the hardest thing I've ever. It's the hardest platforming level I've ever played.
Now you have to get it
I
to find out.
refuse to accept
you
that.
either have to get it or next time we
It's
hang
a
out.
big dumb
you have to
ukulele
play
game.
it.
How the fuck is it?
Dude, it's like I'm.
You would put it above Cuphead in difficulty.
Yes. Dude, I beat Cuphead. Like I had difficulty with Cuphead.
I feel like you're just trash then.
So one.
Cam can attest to this because he was at my house. And
Yeah, but to be fair, they didn't look very good at it either, so I'm not the best.
Oh,
at
okay,
testing.
all right.
But what I will say is that eventually, then we'll have to do a sit down stream of we'll have to pick a max time to see
You
if
beat
you
Ghosts
can
and
beat it.
Goblins for the Super Nintendo, and you tell me what the fucking hardest platformer is.
Yeah, you beat Knack 2.
You beat it.
You beat Knack 2 for the PlayStation.
But that
4, and
game's
you tell
just
me what you think
cheap.
the hardest platformer is.
Yeah, you get 2 hits.
the movement speed is just cheap.
Yeah, that's just old.
Yeah, so it's not like
Beat the original Ninja Gaiden.
I would argue on Phil's side here that a game giving you only like 1 or 2 hits is the hardest level. I think sounds easier than a game giving you like 40 something or 50 something, and you still lose that all the time.
I don't get it.
That's what the perfect. We'll do a stream at
Dude,
one point of an hour or two
to
give you a
beat
little
it,
time to warm up.
It takes about 20 minutes to do the level, and I'm not joking.
Yeah. Okay.
It is difficult. Like I got about 50% of the way with like 3 bees left, and I just kept dying.
I don't.
Okay, we'll have to test this one day. That's what we'll do.
I will, like, I'll bring the Switch sometime for you to play the level, because I obviously, like, I have all 48 Bs, and I want to see it, because even Matt was over at my house too, and I was like, yo.
Yeah, Matt's like, man, that seems fucking easy. I can do that.
And he couldn't even get past, like, the first section with 48 Bs. You also have to fight the boss 4 times, like, within that too, within the level.
I don't get it.
I mean, it's called the impossible layer, which means it's supposed to be difficult. But yeah, the only way to solve this is one day we have to plan like a 2-hour sit down. We got to discuss how much time Birch gets to get used to it before he starts to get his like hour attempt, and then just let him go. And
Like,
just stream it and see what happens.
I beat all 40 levels in the game, no problem. Like, there wasn't a single.
I hope I just beat it first try.
That would be impressive, since most of those games rely on you learning the level over time.
Nah.
Like the
I'll try it, but like I don't see that game being the most difficult platformer in the world.
Yeah, because Knack 2's already out.
You're right.
Exactly. We'll get off the impossible there for now, but that is going to be a future challenge. We're keeping that in mind. That's going to be something we do, just because I'd be curious.
I don't mind, and I'll probably look like an ass if it's actually hard. But like, I just don't see a big dumb baby game like that being that hard.
You honestly, dude.
Like, would you rather do the Path of Pain in freaking Hollow Knight?
Yeah.
You just got to play it. It's just what's going to have to
Game
happen.
seems
Because right
stupid.
now you seem like you. It's not even that you're like, I don't get. You just don't even comprehend this right now.
Yeah,
You're like, I can't comprehend.
I'm not
that
being
it's
cocky
difficult.
saying like I'm good, like amazing at platformers and shit, but I'm like, I just don't get it.
I'm pretty sure when we were at Phil's and he was like telling Matt to try and something, I was like, I bet you Birch thinks he'll beat this. I'm pretty sure I said that while we're playing. I was like, I bet you Birch will think he could beat this in 5 minutes.
It's to the point, man.
Like after learning for 5 minutes.
I'm a very stubborn person when it comes to shit. Like, I don't mind doing repetitive shit over and over again, especially in games.
Yeah, you hate grinding. I just caught you in a fucking lie, you bitch.
Yeah, you suck at all games, idiot.
No, like with platformers, like I don't know. It's like kind of like Dark Souls in a way, where I like figuring shit out. Where I'm like, okay, if
a
I
little
do
bit
it
at a time.
if I do it this way, like I can, yeah, like,
the classic get good.
yeah, like I like that.
It is awesome.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
So for me, looking at this, dude, it's something I just gave up on. Like, I did it probably, I think 16 times. And I was just like, yo, you know what? It's just not worth it. I'm just not that person anymore that's going to spend 2 days in-game time just doing this level over and over and over again. And I just kind of got to that point.
I always think back to the beginning of Bloodborne about how long when I first started that game, like how many hours were taken up just like slowly mastering the whole beginning part.
Yeah.
To the point where then when you're like, some point in the game, you just run there, you're dodging by everybody who's at you, you're just killing like 13 people in a row. But when you first started that game, you're just like every single spot you got to, like, oh my
The best
God.
is doing the boss run. Like, you died from a boss, and you kind of just like, that someone bursts from behind these boxes, so you just kind of hug
Just,
the
like,
one wall and
dodge
it's like,
roll or like flip out of the way. Yeah, I don't know.
It's like you just muscle memory in.
I've actually I've considered replaying Bloodborne now since it's been so long. Like, just doing another playthrough of it.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man.
You should play it right before Demon Souls comes out.
If they have like some enhancement
or right
on the
before Elden Ring
PS5,
comes out.
What?
Elden Ring.
That game's fucking never coming out.
yeah, I don't know what's
It's
gonna happen
probably
with that.
done, except there's no story because George R. R. Martin's like,
They don't need a story.
Gotta finish Game of Thrones.
Yeah, George R. R. Martin's like, I'll write the story for Elden Ring when I finish these next 2 Game of Thrones books.
I
What would
need
Dev
to see
say?
my Khaleesi win.
Listen, if they invent like a potion for everlasting life, just give it to George R. R. Martin right now.
needs it, man.
Because that's the only chance we're getting those last
Or
books.
we should sign a petition to let J.K. Rowling finish the Game of
We
Thrones
should sign a
season.
petition to get Brandon to train that dude.
Absolutely. So the thing about it though is Elden Ring. I don't know like how are they going to do this? We've seen more of Demon Souls than we have of Elden Ring.
Yeah.
And I know
Yeah.
Demon Souls is done
A
by
done game.
Blueprint,
Yeah.
Yes.
Bluepoint.
Blue Point, yeah.
So I don't know how they're going to do Elden Ring. Like, is it coming anytime soon, do we think?
I would assume by end of
2021.
2021.
We don't have any gameplay though.
No.
Yeah.
But
Did we have any gameplay for Bloodborne up until like 3 months before it came out? No.
See, I didn't follow it then.
Oh, yeah. No, literally,
Yeah.
Bloodborne was like, all you saw is like, guys carrying lamps, and then it showed one little clip of the guy with the saw axe.
Have
or
we
whatever.
seen anything other than like the Elden Ring
no.
title?
No.
No, there was a new video that
Really?
came out recently, like a couple months ago, that had like more stuff in it than
I
just the
don't
logo.
want to get super hyped for it because I was really hyped for Sekiro.
Yeah.
And then I didn't like it as much as something like Bloodborne. But I'm excited to see more from it.
So Sekiro is actually a good example of like expectations versus like reality. With Sekiro, man, like I would argue with someone that that's a good game, but
yeah, I mean, people out there people say that's their favorite from.
It won Game of the Year, didn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
but like I know,
Did not deserve.
But
Game
since
of the
when
Year.
does that make it a good game?
Yeah, pretty much.
but it's like it's an example of a game that like we won't talk about it right now, but obviously there's a lot of controversy with The Last of Us and their choices and things like that. But I think that you can still be like, yo, this game is not for me, but I understand it.
So quick, but the only reason I don't like Sekiro is as soon as I found out there was zero replay value to the game, I gave up. I stopped playing the game. I beat the Guardian Ape, which I heard was the best boss fight in the game, and then I was like, cool, done. I don't need to play the game because when you play New Game Plus, you only have your sword. You don't have like I can't go into like Sekiro and be like, you know what, I'm gonna play a spear this time. Or I'm going to play, 2 spears and I'm just going to run towards people
or
stabbing.
Like magic or anything.
No, there's
like that.
there's
Yeah.
fucking nothing. You have your little Swiss Army arm and then your sword. That's it. Where
Now-
like I could play Bloodborne multiple times over because of like different weapon. Like my
Sekiro conversation does get me into one thing I want to talk about for games real quick, which was Ghost of Tsushima. Did you watch the gameplay?
Yeah, well, I watched the gameplay a couple months ago. that they put it.
Phil was asking today if I was going to get it, and I was like, I'll probably get that like day one.
It looks awesome.
I think that it's going to be better gameplay than Sekiro, just because Sekiro was like they wanted to do the whole like samurai cool thing, except for they still had like the restraints of having to be like a From Software kind of battle system.
Yeah.
While Ghost of Tsushima does not. So like
It'll be a more casual version of it.
like the stances, like
That we know
I
of.
saw like this deep discussion about how like they had to. It was really difficult for them with like speed of like the katana because katanas are so light, you swing them so fast. But if they made the enemies and you swing your katanas at the same speed, you would get hit by enemies all the time. There'd be no chance.
There
of
would be that
possibly
awkward
blocking
like
them.
thing in Dark Souls games where you both hit each other.
So what they did is the speed of an enemy's attack is slightly slower than yours, but then all their following attacks are not. So a lot of them have different combos they start to use. So after the one goes like slow,
if
the
you
rest
get
of them are
hit once-
fast. You kind of got to
yeah.
predict them and stuff like that.
Do you see how the waypoint works in the game?
No.
No,
It's like wind.
Yeah, so you know the
Yeah,
big
yeah.
dumb Skyrim, go here.
Yeah.
You're lost, go here. So you set it and there was no HUD at all. You actually follow the wind. So you like look at the grass and the trees and everything and you follow it. Looks amazing.
But like when I was watching, did you watch the gameplay at all?
I saw briefly probably.
did they,
like
did they
minutes.
post something recent?
No, this was a state of play, I believe.
Oh, okay. This is like a couple months old there, bud.
Yeah, I watched one of the YouTubers I watch. He was a big Monster Hunter guy. His name is Eric's. I
Okay.
don't know if you've seen him. He
No.
just posted a video like 3 days ago of like the breakdown from the gameplay with all the stance
So
changing.
there
and
must
stuff
have
like
been a
that.
new one then.
There must have been.
Because this is the.
But he shows so the video only showed 2 stances of like the water stance and then like your basic stance.
Yeah.
And like the water stance, he like holds the sword above his head and it's like help with shield users and stuff like that. And the gameplay just looked like super smooth.
But you can play it both ways, similar like an Assassin's Creed game. You can murder, stealth, kill everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Without even being seen.
Yeah, like he
Hence,
had
you play
bows,
the
he had the
ghost,
throwing knives,
which is the dishonorable way to play the game.
Or the
because-
Tsushima.
or the Tsushima,
No.
or the of.
Yeah, the of gameplay. But you play like the ghost, which you are like it's the like I said it's the not so honorable way because you're part of the Bushido, which is very
Yeah,
honorable.
a samurai should never have a scar on his back, Phil. Keep that in mind. That's a fact.
Deep.
It's a fact. They always want to. That always reminds me of Zoro from One Piece. Did you
Zoro,
watch
Zoro?
One Piece?
I got like we talked about this on the way to Dan's the
Okay,
other
let's get
day.
into a One Piece discussion. Right now.
I got to the Vivian or whatever.
Can you
name.
guys
yeah.
just give me like a brief synopsis of the entire story?
There's
Stretchy
pirates.
arms.
Rubber pirate man, no swim. Grand line want gold.
That's pretty good.
Reindeer.
Yeah, there's a reindeer, a buff reindeer.
I would actually like to see you do a stream of Ghost of Tsushima when it
It'd be
comes
fun.
out. Like, I think that would be a good game for you to do.
We all gotta have goals for the other people. Like
I can tell you, I will not do any streaming.
my goal for Phil is I want Phil to watch more anime. I want you to finish Carol on Tuesday, especially because it's an anime that I know you'll like.
Yeah.
It coincides with all your other interests.
I've just been so busy.
But is it dub? Is it dub, sir?
It is dubbed.
Then how the fuck have you not watched it yet?
Not
I've
to
just
mention
been so busy.
all the music is full
I legit
English,
have no
too.
time right now though. So like,
But I'd like him to watch more anime in general. I just finished Tower of God season 2.
Oh,
which
did
I was
it
talking
finish
about
up?
the other night. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Or season
cool.
1, sorry.
yeah, I was gonna say they finished up
On
season 1 and
Crunchyroll.
started 2.
The whole show was kind of like It was like maybe like a 7 out of 10 the whole show, and then the last episode was just 10 out of 10.
Did it really end
It just
good?
hypes you up for season 2.
Okay,
My
man.
favorite thing in an anime of all time. Do you know what that is?
Time skip.
Time skip.
Fucking
Time skip is
skip.
necessary.
See, I knew that.
Live
'cause-
actions can't pull off time skips like anime can.
It's true.
Because then you got
Man, I'm
DH,
fucking hyped
age, or
about
recast.
Attack on Titan season 4, man.
Time skip.
Time skip.
But yeah, I would like you to watch more anime because I feel like there's so much you're missing out on. So many good anime.
There's some good anime you should
Some
watch.
great anime.
Like Fruits Basket.
Like I don't think you'd like Fruits
No.
Basket. Tower of God though, they're dubbing it on Crunchyroll as they go. So they're on episode 6 right now. So they only have 6 more episodes. That's 6 more weeks, and that's fully dubbed too.
Yeah, boy.
And you'll be able to watch it. You can just borrow my Crunchyroll. I think you'd like it.
He means he can watch it here with
he can
him.
purchase his own Crunchyroll and then buy it. Yeah, I'm sure that you want me
You
to
should watch
stream
Demon
more.
Slayer. You should watch Demon Slayer.
I want you to watch,
Kimetsu no
or I want
Yaiba.
you to play more shooters.
I've been playing Call of Duty. With
I
you.
play
That's
Warzone. It's
that's
the best shooter in
Listen,
the world.
Is your fucking Warzone downloaded?
It
yet?
is. Yeah.
Except they did a
'Cause he
fucking
was-
patch recently.
He was on it for 3 days. He was just playing constantly.
I legit, my system doesn't turn off. It's always in rest mode.
That's-
And so I tried it because I clicked on it to see if there was any stupid, because nothing's worse than when you click on a game and it's like, oh, it's done installing. You click on it and it's like, oh, but there's an update. Like Final Fantasy 14 was awful for that.
Yeah, they like
It
updates.
would update on there, and then you would go to the hub, and it'd be like, oh, there's still 6 more gigs of updates. Sorry.
Yeah, but think of it if the 3 of us trio it up. We got the whole LPO podcast.
Yeah, but
playing
it's
the game.
modern shit weapons.
But you're gonna like it,
Dude, it's
I
so
don't-
good.
Yeah, no.
Okay, here's the thing about it though, and this goes out to Devin as well, because we do have a friend who said,
But I don't hate Call of Duty games. I hate the modern Call of Duty games.
yeah, but it's not necessarily okay. So what I view as a Call of Duty game is the arcadey shooter that you have the gun attachments, everything like that, and you do have this with Warzone, but it's the collecting the loot. It's the reviving the teammates. It's the gulag. Like there's,
It's just Fortnite.
but it's
No,
better.
It's very
It's
different.
just Fortnite.
It's
It's better.
very different.
Oh,
than
okay. Then
Fortnite.
it's just PUBG.
No, but is there gulag in PUBG
No.
where you can come
It's just
back?
PUBG.
No. I would say if anything, it's closest to Apex. It would be the closest one. The speed more matches. It's still slightly slower than Apex, but the speed more matches. The reviving your teammates more matches. That's the closest one. But I don't like Call of Duty games, but it's still I like
Like, I'd
battle royales.
still rather play World War II.
It's definitely better than World War II,
I
in my
disagree.
opinion.
I disagree.
The good thing about it too is
I can't kill somebody with a shovel.
I don't find like the 6v6 team deathmatches and anything like that. I don't find them nearly as fun as like a battle royale.
Yeah, because you weren't running around with shotguns and killing everybody.
Hey, you can do that in battle royales if you want.
Yeah,
if you're
except-
good enough.
Yeah, no, everybody's like, oh, I'm gonna pick you off when you're a pixel across the map.
That's pretty fun.
That's
If you-
fucking.
if you get
I
one
I
of
don't
those.
like I don't like battle royales.
it's also nice too because we have like so many people who are playing.
Yeah.
That's the good part about it too. And you don't.
I already know I'm gonna be better than half you guys
Then why don't you come on?
because I don't want to.
The thing is, you've played very little battle royale. You played under, I think, 5 hours of PUBG.
Yeah, 'cause it was
under
jank.
like 2 hours of Fortnite.
Trash.
You played under probably 5 hours of Apex.
Yeah,
I had over 200 hours on PUBG alone.
yeah. I don't like battle royales.
But maybe you just gotta try it more.
No,
Battle royales, they're like a whole separate because it's not just about how good you are at shooting. You can be the best at shooting, but there's a lot of strategy how you play the zones and that kind of stuff too. That it introduces this extra level. It's like a survival meets a shooting.
I play it as hide and seek.
Yeah, don't even get me started on Phil's playing.
Oh, is he like Jimmy Endgame of PUBG where he just hides?
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
he's better than Jimmy, obviously, but like,
Like I've gotten first in Warzone twice.
I played. So we all played Fortnite once. It was a special gold.
And Dan
weapon
won his
match,
first game.
and we won our first game first
Yeah.
try.
Yeah,
Battle royales are trash.
but it's fun.
yeah, the memories of winning PUBG games.
I don't even
were
want to play them just
great.
for the fact that people like Ninja Blevins made so much money yelling at children and trying to be a good role model.
But there are a lot of I love Shroud. I used to watch Shroud all the time.
He's free now though.
He is free now.
Yeah.
And then there's this guy named Aculate. He's like a Canadian, and he does Modern Warfare streaming, and he's so good, so entertaining.
You guys should really check out Tornado on Twitch.
I do love Tornado. He's actually my favorite current streamer.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? Oh, we talked a lot about video games. I want to quickly get into watching stuff. I watched a good movie the other day.
I watched a good movie the other day too.
Is it the same good movie?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Because you know the movie I watched.
Do I? Oh, you watched Knives Out.
I watched Knives Out.
I was debating on rewatching Knives
Good
Out, but
movie.
That movie is just Clue 2.0, and it was fucking great.
the only downside with something like rewatching Knives Out is that it is
know the
obviously
killer.
a
But
mystery.
sometimes watching stuff like that is
You can-
Then I can see all the pieces come together as I watch.
Like I
them.
rewatched the scene with the girl and Chris Evans in the bar, and like actually looking at his facial expressions, and it's perfect. Like,
Spoilers in case you care about Knives Out, by the way. But there was not a chance Chris Evans wasn't bad.
well, he always plays the goody two shoes. So as soon as he popped up, I was like, or as soon as he ran out, and he's like, oh, I'm fucking pissed. I was like, hey, that's Chris Evans. I forgot he's in this movie. He's totally the killer.
The movie had a killer cast.
It did. Fucking
Good
Jamie Lee
cast.
Curtis.
But no, this is a movie
Christopher
I will
Plummer?
100% recommend you watch with Jess. I would recommend it to Phil, but there's not a chance he's going to watch it.
What movie, sir?
It was A Whisker Away on Netflix.
Is it
What
about
is
a
it?
cat?
It is an anime movie about a girl who turns into a cat.
I guarantee you I'll go home tonight and Jess will be like, oh, I watched this show.
It's
And-
it is a me and Meg watched it together on one of
Yeah.
the days. Very cute, good. It reminded me a lot of like Studio Ghibli movies.
Jess just watched a weird show on Amazon. It had Orlando Bloom in it.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah, I know
Carnival,
some-
Carnival Row.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
just
yeah.
watched that. And I was like, what the fuck are you watching? She's like, yeah, it's about fairies. I'm like,
I tried to watch
Is
it.
that
It was-
Carol Delevingne?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. Oh, okay, that's weird.
I tried to watch it. It was too extra for me. But not that it's a bad show. But no, I'm telling you and Jess, next time you guys got some time, watch A Whisker Away.
okay.
I don't know if it's dubbed or not, but I don't watch things dubbed. So,
I'll watch whatever. I don't give a shit.
but it's very cute. You know, has cats in it. You guys like cats.
yeah.
It's
mean,
anime. Anime is good.
Probably
We
not
like-
gonna watch it. Dude.
we like
I'm
anime?
sorry.
I already. I didn't even think you were going to watch it. I still think you have to watch Your Name and A Silent
You
Voice.
should watch Your Name. I haven't seen Silent Voice, but I've heard
Silent
really
Voice
good
is
things.
better.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh shit.
yeah. The Silent Voice hits you right in the feels.
Oh shit.
When you see kids bullying a deaf girl, you just feel so fucking sad. Like, and then like, do you know the plot of it?
yeah, and then the guy feels bad, but
Yeah,
meets her
so
in the future.
the main character is the one who bullies the deaf
Yeah.
girl. Like he's like ripping at her hearing aids and throwing them away. Her like ears start to
That's just
bleed.
expensive,
Yeah,
man.
her parents eventually call the school because she's lost like $1,000 worth of hearing aids.
That's like
And
one pair of hearing
And then
aids.
and then it's the kid who's bullying her when he's like 17, kind of stuff. And then he's like trying to make amends for it. But it's a very good movie, and it is dubbed on Netflix, Phil. So you should
Yeah,
seriously
we'll
watch
see.
it. Why would you not watch it? You talk about the Studio Ghibli movies. You like Studio Ghibli movies.
Which they're all. They should. Is today the
29th.
29th?
It's the 25th. That's when they're coming.
oh, that's today. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's today.
Yeah, so they're supposed to be on the 25th.
Cool. I can watch.
But if you're
The Cat
going to say
Returns.
you like A Spirit Away or like
Ooh, it's on now. You should watch The Cat Returns. It's my favorite Studio Ghibli.
Yeah, I've
movie.
never seen that one.
It's good.
I think I've only seen.
It's about a cat who wears a suit.
we all have different favorite ones anyways.
I know.
Because his is Howl's Moving Castle.
That's an okay
Mine
one.
Spirited Away.
That really? That's such a like basic bitch one.
Listen, when I watched Spirited Away, I
No,
didn't
The
know that
basic
it was...
bitch one is My Neighbor Totoro.
Oh, okay, you're right.
When I watched Spirited Away, I did not know that people liked it. I just saw it and I was like, yeah, I'm going to watch this. And then I watched it. And then later I was like, I wonder if other people like this. And I found out it was like in the top 15 movies of all time.
I like it, but like,
It was good.
I wouldn't say it's the greatest animated movie of all time. by
It's
any
the
means.
great. It's in my opinion, it's the greatest Studio Ghibli movie. I don't know if I'd say best, like favorite.
I like
animated movie.
Nausicaa and the Valley of Wind. That's a good one.
What about Princess Mononoke?
That's Jess's favorite. I really like that one too.
No.
Anytime a cool like elk monster thing, like if I'm playing a video game and there's a giant elk monster, she's like,
What about
"Hey, it's
Kiki's
the thing
Delivery
from." I
Service?
love that one. It's adorable. I dressed it up as Tombo for Anime North one year.
I wonder. I'm gonna watch a lot of them when they come to Netflix, just on times I'm bored.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do tomorrow.
I'm gonna show my kid a bunch of those.
But you won't watch the animated movies I recommend to you,
Is it done by Studio Ghibli?
Phil. I'm telling you.
On the note of anime, so this is they did a big dumb event for Cyberpunk today,
about that,
and
yeah.
they showed off a fuck ton. I didn't watch any of it
haven't
except
watched any of
that
it yet.
there is a Studio Trigger anime coming out.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'll watch that.
Actually, there's a lot of the new season of anime are being announced now. I guess the COVID stuff's on a little break. So, like Fire Force season 2, Girlfriend. It was Rent a Girlfriend.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say fuck. Oh no, the one with the really good theme song and it was creepy.
No, that's not getting it ever.
I
never
want
getting
a second season of that.
That's Domestic Girlfriend.
That's the one. Good one.
No, it's this
He
anime.
dates his sister and his sister.
Yeah, and one of his sisters is also his teacher. Yeah, man.
And there's a dope theme
And
song.
like you're thinking like cute anime. Nah, he has sex with both of them. Like this is like an adult anime.
He has sex with her without even knowing her name. at
Good
one
for
point.
him.
They're like, hey, let's leave this
But
lame
boy,
karaoke.
was the theme song.
It was so
lit.
good. We'll play it after. It's legit a really good theme song.
But no, there's an anime coming out. It's called like Rent a Girlfriend. It actually
Sounds funny.
It actually looks interesting, and the animation looks really nice.
Did they finish? I've stopped. I had back to work, so I don't have time for anything. Did they finish the Baroness one yet?
Yes, I finished it the other day.
Yeah. Okay. I'm on like episode 9 or something like that of it.
I was bored and I started watching it.
Oh, okay.
But yes, Phil, at some point you honestly should watch at least one of those. At least watch a silent voice.
Fire
You got to
Force.
think about all like the awards your name won too, and you got to risk it.
Just when it comes to serious anime, like I do kind of like it, but I also don't.
How about you watch an anime where people fight fires with fire that shoots out of their feet?
Is that the one that was done by the studio that got burned down?
No, but they didn't release the episode
'cause-
because of that.
Yeah, because people thought it was a little insensitive.
Yeah,
because
and
of
didn't they
the
change the fire?
I think they did.
But
yeah.
I also don't think they did. I think they
if
said
they
they were
changed
going
the
to.
fire, I don't understand how.
Because I think they said they're changing it from red to blue.
It didn't
but
look
I
any
don't
less
remember
fire-like
seeing
to
any
me.
blue.
I don't know. It looked exactly like fire when I saw it. Still.
And there's a girl who
Have
did
you
some
guys
little-
watched anything good? Obviously, Andrew watched Knives Out. I watched a bunch of anime. I finished MasterChef season 10 today. That
Did
was
somebody
real good.
win?
Someone did win. What
No
have you
spoilers,
watched? What have,
please.
no spoilers. What have you watched, Phil? Anything good?
I
Finished The Witcher yet?
No. So okay. Well, during the quarantine,
Did you finish Devilman Crybaby?
I did watch that all.
Yeah, he watched that a while ago.
I just really wanted to
Um,
input.
We watched. You guys should watch Ozark. It's actually really good.
Yeah, no, I'll pass.
Why?
I don't know. It doesn't look interesting.
I don't like serious TV shows.
Okay, that's fair.
I was actually saying that to troll
Yeah,
you.
I know.
Serious anime.
Anyway.
But in general, it's actually kind of true, though. I tell Meg all the time. She wants to watch, like, animes about serial... Or not animes, like, TV shows about serial killers and, like, all these deep
people
plots.
tried to get me to watch Westworld, and I think that looks
That
the
show
most
actually
boring.
isn't that good.
Okay, cool. I'm glad that like everyone said that season 1 was amazing, and then it just shit the bed for season 2 and 3. But that's like, hey, do you want to watch this flaming trash fire? But it's coals at the end. It's done. But it was really cool the first
Have
time.
you guys seen Breaking Bad?
No, I gave up on it.
I watched all of season 1.
What is wrong with you?
I was not interested at
Yeah, I
all.
wasn't
It was too
interested at
serious
all.
for me.
You see, maybe I don't like serious
I
shows
didn't
too.
want, I don't want to be stressed while I'm watching a TV show.
Yo, that's the shit. That's the good shit, though.
But you won't watch anime because it's serious?
No, I won't watch anime because I'm like, okay,
He doesn't like big titties.
no. One, I think that there are a lot of like fan service shit in anime that like you have to be an anime fan to like
There is?
appreciate. And the other
I've
thing,
never seen this.
the other
There's not an anime about butt bumping people on.
The other issue I have with it is like whenever there's whenever they do something serious that's not fucking like fantasy or anything like that, I'm like, yo, they could just do this as a live action thing and
No.
it would be just
It
as
still
good.
never
Okay,
pulls off, so-
let's go off Erased.
Yeah, I
Oh
was
my
gonna-
god,
I was
that
gonna say the
fucking
same thing.
mind meld right there.
So,
that shit's
Erased
fantastic.
is a dope anime. It's like 12 episodes long.
Yeah.
This character, when he's
It's
a kid...
dubbed, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
This character, he's not going to watch it. It's too serious. There's this character when he was a kid. This girl from his class went missing, and then
Okay.
she was found dead eventually.
Yeah.
And he's like an adult, and then he accidentally goes back in time to this point, and then he decides
Well,
he's gonna.
he witnesses his mom get killed.
Yeah, but like no one really cared about.
Yeah,
his
but
mom.
that's what makes him go back in time.
Yeah, so he goes back in time, and he thinks, hey, maybe the reason I'm back in time is to stop like whatever's happening to this girl, like going missing and that kind of stuff. So it's like this murder mystery, but he's like an adult in like a kid's body and trying to figure it out. And like the ending,
So he knows it happens. So like he knows the event she went missing. So he's trying to like distract her on
like
the
I'm
day
getting,
she
I'm
gets
getting a
missing.
little bit of goosebumps just thinking about
so
it, like
fucking
thinking
good.
about the ending, that kind of stuff.
Fucking
But then when they
goosebumps,
did a
man.
live action, which there's both a live action movie and a live action TV show.
Well, who did them? Who played the actors?
I don't
Or played
know.
the main
They
character?
were- think I know
they
their
were
name.
like they were
it's
native
still full
actors. Like,
Japanese.
What I'm saying is like you can.
oh, you want to whitewash it?
Yeah, he wants,
You-
he
give
wants
me-
an English live action,
Yeah, yeah.
like the
No, I'm-
Fullmetal
I'm-
Give me
Alchemist.
Shia LaBeouf.
I'm saying you get well-known good actors to play these people.
Ghost in the Shell.
But you have the actual original writers on board.
Yeah, that
And
never
do it.
fucking happens.
But that's what I'm saying. Why can't
Avatar:
it?
The Last Airbender.
Why can't it?
Even if it does happen, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be good.
Yeah, there's
let's
shit
take,
that an
let's
anime-
take J.K. Rowling as she wrote the screenplay for Crimes of Grindelwald, and then that one was terrible and it was written bad.
But what I'm saying is,
The movie was fucking bad.
if
Yeah.
you had let's say you had the same team that made the Harry Potter movies make an anime. the budget and the way that they're going to make it is going to be better than some fucking.
That's not true.
That's not true at
Just
all.
just because someone's good at making a movie doesn't mean they're going to be good at adapting an anime.
I'm saying
whole
that
separate things.
if you're adapting a story based on something else, you probably can do that with other things. I'm saying that anime hasn't transitioned to live action film very well before, but that doesn't mean that it can't
they have
happen.
tried.
I think
it's
it's because
all bad.
But the issue is that anime is better than live action film. That's the
Agreed.
issue here. Is that because in anime you can do so many things that you cannot do in
Okay,
live
but
action.
with Your Name, what is something that happens in that movie that can't be done in?
Nothing happens, but everything. If I saw that same movie in live action, I would have felt like I've probably seen that before, or like it wasn't special.
So-
but like the emotions,
It's okay.
That's
so in
damaging,
anime,
though.
they
No.
can't make a movie with live action people as like visually stimulating with like just tender moments. Yeah, they could do explosions and shit really cool, but like when it's just like a tender, like they're talking to each other, it looks like a corny fucking Asian drama.
even like the colors, the shots they go with, like the emotions that are shown.
So is it the story that you're enjoying, or is it how it's shot that you're
It's
enjoying?
both.
Yeah,
If you watched Your Name, you'd understand.
it's a fucking good movie, Phil.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that you're biased for anime over live action.
I mean, I like live action movies too, but I don't like. I've tried to watch some of my they made a Full Metal Alchemist live action movie.
And it's bad.
Obviously bad. I'm not saying that they couldn't take.
Death Note,
There-
Attack
Dragon-
on Titan,
Dragon Ball
Evolution.
No, that one was good. There are concepts in anime that are like, hey, that would work well as a live action, and that wouldn't. And for some reason, they pick all the ones that wouldn't to make live actions of. But in a lot of anime, especially because it's just I've gotten so used to it now. The character's emotions I feel more than like when I watch a live action. Like when I'm watching a character and this character was animated specifically to cry or something like that. We've talked about this kind of before. If I'm watching a live action movie and someone cries, I'm like, yo, I know you're not actually crying. But like that character in anime was made to cry. They were
Zabuza,
just-
man. Zabuza.
It's a whole separate thing.
You're not a real man unless you watch Zabuza on Haku and you fucking shed a tear, man.
But like, you guys both don't real. You guys aren't like cinema people though. You're not like people who watch like serious ass films all the time.
I mean, but I watch films.
I
Like,
watch
what was
movies.
the last like Oscar like serious film that you watched?
Oh, wait, are you okay? No, don't go the Oscars. That shit's picked. Like they're like, oh, we're gonna pick this World War II movie because it's fucking great.
No, but like even like okay, like Dallas Buyers Club. Have you guys ever seen that?
Yes.
Yes,
It was okay.
it was boring.
You did. Oh man, the emotion in that film.
We saw Jojo Rabbit.
But I don't like that movie.
Oh, so it's irrelevant.
Yeah.
Phil doesn't like
But
it.
I'm saying that is in this situation. I'm saying like you take like a thought-provoking drama, and to me, seeing the way that they're acting and like even you look at like Matthew McConaughey's body in that, and you're like, yo, you're fully encapsulating the character, and the
Yeah,
script.
That's stupid.
It's not stupid.
That's risky
though.
to his health.
It's not.
You know, if they make a skinny anime character, I'm not worried about anyone's health.
I'm not supporting this argument. That's dumb.
But when it comes to anime, it just doesn't feel to me like I understand because you guys probably watch X amount of hours of anime every single year, but to me, it doesn't seem as real. It doesn't feel as real as a human being.
I would disagree because unless some things like one of the things that made Harry Potter so special, for instance, all no-name actors for the most part of the time, like all the kids, they used non-known people.
But they're good actors.
But when I'm watching a movie with Matthew McConaughey, I know that's Matthew McConaughey. When I'm watching an anime, that character is just that character. You don't know who the voice actors for the most part.
But you guys do. You guys know who a lot of English voice actors are.
We're
And
talking.
you'll be like,
we're talking Japanese.
I don't
man.
even watch English, dude.
okay, okay. When
We
you
can sometimes go, hey, that person sounds like Vegeta, and it's Vegeta.
And even tons of English voice actors are not really well known.
Yeah, you have like your Troy Baker and your like Yuri Lowenthal and stuff like that. But like, they use.
but there's an entire culture based around like fandom for even Japanese voice actors.
Yeah, but like not here, not for us.
What do they do at Anime North?
They
Like, is there any?
they get like Sailor Moon voice actors from like 20 years ago.
Yeah, I got a picture with Sailor Moon.
that's all. Anime
she's
North,
adorable.
You gotta remember, Anime North kind of sucks when it comes to shit like that. You got to go to.
They
Fan
used to be
Expo.
really good. They had like a long time ago. They had like Vic Managanag.
Yeah, I mean, I got
but then he
J.
like
Michael Tatum's
got,
autograph,
He got like accused of
like
shit.
it's more just like something is special. Especially one of the reasons I watched like subbed anime is because I have like not really a connection at all with who the person is who's playing that voice. So when there's like these like super deep emotional scenes or like these like on fire anger scenes or something like that, I have no connection to who the actor is. I'm not
Fuck.
like that's Matthew McConaughey pretending to be mad.
Okay, but even something like that,
Fuck Greg Ayers.
I don't know who that is.
He's an English voice actor.
And he's bad.
He wasn't bad in Haikyuu.
He wasn't. I will give him that, but everything else he's trash.
But you can watch something like even like Moonlight. Like there's so many movies that don't necessarily have.
I think La La Land is one of the best Oscar movies in the world.
I actually love La La Land.
That movie was boring as fuck.
It was boring and it had a bad ending.
Listen,
You made it to the ending?
Oh yeah,
I gave up on that
Yeah, me
shit.
and Meg watched the whole thing. We were both a little mad.
it's honestly like the visuals and the music for that.
Yeah, cool. They could have done it better as an anime.
I mean, so anime gets the same thing that happens with those movies. Like anime, in its own sense, has like the Oscar movies. Like Your Name is like one of them, where it's like people hype it up as like the best anime movie of all time. But then there's things like A Silent Voice, which is better than it, but it's much more under the radar. It's the same as like
Underground
something
Man.
like Moonlight or whatever the hell it's called. It's
Moonlight also was an Oscar.
yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying. All those films come out, and you're like, this is an Oscar film.
Like nobody talked about Parasite until it was close to the Oscars, and everyone's
That's
like,
not true.
No. I meant, and then everyone was like, it shouldn't be in there. It's not English and stuff like that, but it deserves to be there.
But see, I would have never watched Parasite if it was anime. I would have never watched it.
There is an anime.
Have you seen Parasite the Max? Because it's fantastic, and they
good.
just put it on Netflix.
He gets a little monster stuck in his hand.
The thing is,
Cuts
Phil,
people in
I
half.
love live action films and anime films, but you only love one of those two things.
Yeah. Are you even like? I can't think of the word.
But even still, like I don't think you're the kind of person that watches like all of those films.
I would never watch all those films. I'm not going to watch a film just because someone tells me it's
Like I wish
an
my
Oscar
phone wasn't
movie.
dead so I could give you some examples. But even like there's a lot like 1917 that came out this year. That movie was fucking dope. Peanut Butter Falcon with Shia LaBeouf. That movie was dope.
But I'm not gonna. But the difference is that you watch these movies because you know they're Oscar movies, and that kind of yes, you just said that with Parasite.
No, but I'm
You said
saying
if
like
that
Peanut
was
Butter
never
Falcon,
shown-
I didn't watch because it was on there. Like,
But I bet you at least 50% of those movies you saw that they're like Oscar movies. You're like, I should try this out to see what all the hype is about. Not that that's a bad thing, but that's like an angle you see. I just watch a movie if I'm interested. I don't look at what the Oscar.
I go to the movies
are.
maybe 4 times a year tops.
This year was probably the first year in my life I knew what the Oscar nominated movies were because we were talking about it for a podcast. That was the first time ever.
I
But
called that shit.
If I saw a trailer for a movie like 1917, I still haven't seen, but that was probably the only movie I saw there, other than maybe also Jojo Rabbit, that I would see that not knowing it's like people are loving it and be like, oh yeah, I'd watch that movie. You know, I like a good war movie.
but not even like that though. Like you take like Shape of Water, and it's done by Guillermo del Toro.
Boring.
Have you watched it?
Yes.
You've watched all of it.
Yes.
What didn't you like about it?
I didn't find the love interesting at all.
To me, it also just wasn't nearly as good as Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah, it was like
And
Pan's Labyrinth, and
I'm gonna directly compare them. Obviously,
all I thought was the water guy from Hellboy, like Abe, the whole time. And I'm like, I don't like this at all.
Man,
I found the main character creepy as shit.
She's creepy as shit.
Yeah, I know. I know that's the point, but
Like, who sees a water monster and like, I'm gonna fuck that.
well, if it
think-
was an anime,
She'd fuck it.
what ties people to the Oscar films is that a lot of them are at least original stories when we're littered with. Why are you laughing?
It's a World War II movie. Original story.
But do you know how 1917 was shot?
No.
1917
Was it shot all in one go?
So it
Yeah, it
actually
was.
wasn't.
Then that's cool.
Well, it wasn't shot in all go one. They just edited it to make it look like it was
Oh,
shot
that's
in all
stupid.
one go.
it's
They're
from one
honest-
perspective though, with like no cuts.
Do you know how impossible it would be to shoot a 2-hour movie without cutting?
God of War did it.
That'd be impossible.
But I think sometimes the film landscape is so frustrating. It's frustrating for me as someone who doesn't really like superheroes that much, and we just are fucking everything that comes to the theater, especially living in a small town, is literally just sequels, animated films, and superheroes. It's frustrating. So when I look at Oscar films or I look at some of these indie, like I look like mid '90s by Jonah Hill that came out last year. That movie was dope. That wasn't an
Never
Oscar
heard of it.
movie. You should watch it. It's on Netflix.
Probably not.
It's about skate culture.
Is it English dub?
So
I feel like skate culture is something you'd probably want to be pretty
Ugh.
interested in ahead
Yeah.
of time, though.
then you can have personal bias. I don't think it's the greatest film ever.
I watched that Lords of Dogtown or whatever the hell it was.
That's an all right movie
We
too.
saw back in the old day. I was a little. more
I
interested in
also
skate
finally
back then.
saw the Quentin Tarantino movie that came out last year.
Once Upon a Time in
Yeah, I didn't
Hollywood.
like it.
See, Phil, my argument here isn't that you're wrong; it's that I'm right in the sense where if you said, "Yo, Cam, this is like my favorite movie, or this is like a really good movie, go watch it, I'd be like, okay, I'll consider that. I'm not stopping from watching a movie because it's a live action, but you are deliberately saying that you do not want to watch a movie because it's animated.
Yeah, you're being biased.
You're not like, hey, what's the story about? How is it like a good story? How are the characters? You're like, no, oh, it's animated? Fuck no.
No. I'm saying
That show's for idiots.
what's messed up is like if something like The Witcher was like the Witcher TV show, if that was an anime style, I'd be more interested in watching it. I think
it would probably be
I'd
good
fucking
too.
watch that.
honestly.
I think
That sounds
there are
great.
things that they could do better in an
I'm not
anime.
saying
Give it a
that-
year and they'll announce it.
I'm not saying I'm against anime entirely. I'm saying that when I do watch anime, I want it to be like something that they can't do in real life. Like Devilman Crybaby, even though I'm not huge on it, they could.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But
they
it-
could.
you could
So no, they
do
could
anything
do
these
anything
days.
anime. It's
Yeah.
just gonna look like shit.
But I'm saying if it's just like personal conversations or like this story about like a coming
That's
of
some
age
the-
story.
Those are all of my favorite.
Slice of Lifes are
animes.
great.
Slice of Life's like there's even
Slice of Lifes?
I told you to watch Real Life the one time.
Oh, is that the? Yeah, it's on my list though.
Yeah,
I
it's
haven't
just
been
about
able
like
to get to
a
it.
28-year-old who like after he finished high school he kind of failed in life and he gets an opportunity to go relive high school as like a re-entry to being like social and get him back into a more successful life. You could do that. There's no action. There's nothing like that. You could do that in live action, but I don't think it would hit the same. I'm sure people have tried doing a story like that in live action, but
But I look at like I just watched King of Staten Island,
Mm-hmm.
and I actually really liked that movie. I thought it was really good.
You don't like Pete Davidson?
I
Did
don't
you
like
watch
him.
it?
No, I'm just saying it does not interest me at all.
I will watch it when I download it because I do not.
I don't want to
It's-
give him money.
Why?
I don't think
I don't like him as a.
Is it because he dated Ariana Grande?
He dated Ariana Grande?
Oh yeah, I did.
How did you know about him prior to that?
No, I don't like his fucking jokes. He's fucking awful.
I mean, I don't like his stand-up, but
I
big
wasn't a big fan of his stand-up.
big time adolescence.
Anytime I saw him on like SNL, I like hated myself more.
He was funny in the Justin Bieber roast. I'll give him that.
He wasn't that.
Yeah, he was funny in that.
Well,
there's some things
he
that are gonna be
did-
funny. and some
I didn't
things
like
you
that
won't.
roast though.
Do you like Bill Burr?
No, I don't like Bill Burr.
Okay, then don't watch King of Staten
I
Island.
didn't like the whole Pete Davidson suicide part and all that kind of stuff. You know, like wasn't a big fan
Do
of
it.
that. Not his fault, but like that kind of stuff. I was just like that was a lot of like drama about him there with like his like love life and that kind of stuff.
It kind of sucks.
I like to keep that shit separate. Not that he shouldn't go through that. He shouldn't deal with it. I just don't want to know about it.
No, and I think for me, I'm not a huge fan of him, but I think he released 2 good movies this year: Big Time Adolescence and King of Staten Island. But he's plagued by the fact that TMZ will follow him, and he has like a lot of mental health issues.
Well, I imagine
Maybe I just don't like people.
I'm
And maybe I just like-
anime is not technically people.
Yeah,
so
maybe I just hate people.
I think that
Like, what was your favorite movies of last year?
What the fuck came out last year?
I don't know, nothing good. Like I 2019 is such a forgetful
Detective
year.
Pikachu.
It was a good movie. It was like a 7.
I legit saw like maybe 4 movies last year. Did Knives Out technically come out last year?
Yeah.
Then Knives Out.
Okay.
My whole thing is just like if you were just like if I was just to describe you like a story and you're like, oh, that sounds interesting, and then like it is anime though, would you be like, never mind then?
You know what? That's a hard pass.
No, it's just if you. I always feel like if you can tell the story with live action. Now the thing is I understand where you're coming from. I'm discounting the story by the medium in which that it's told.
I know the argument here. Okay, books suck and movie adaptations are better, so I'm only going to watch it if it's a movie adaptation. I will never read a book.
Well, that's not necessarily the case.
No, that's true.
No,
if you can do it better in a movie, why wouldn't I do that in a movie?
Because with a book, the argument usually is that it's more fleshed out than a 2-hour movie. If you had the same series, like if that relay show was a show in like live action, I'd watch it. I'm not saying that there's an issue with that. I'm not saying that they couldn't flesh it out the same way. What I'm saying is I like seeing acting. Like I like seeing. Like you guys might like animation. I like acting. I like seeing an actor depict a role. That's my thing.
One other point I'll point out is that it's easier to for me to establish what a bad actor is compared to what a bad anime character is.
Greg Ayers.
Like, okay, yeah. But like in general, if I'm watching something, I could be like, oh, I don't like that dude's acting here. Like I don't like him in this, or like
Yeah.
even with good actors, it happens sometimes. You're watching him and be like, he's not like a very good actor in this. But
Pretty
like
much.
that's not going to happen in anime, really.
And as I said, I'm not completely opposed to anime. I do enjoy it. That's why I like Studio Ghibli. Like it's, to me, the stories that they're able to tell, Like I wouldn't want a live action Spirited Away. And
They got some serious topics in those movies.
And
though.
I've
Grave of
seen
the Fireflies.
I've seen Grave of the Fireflies. I've seen
That was dope.
That could be done in live action.
a good number of films.
Would it be the same?
Totoro, that could be done live action.
The thing is that it could be, but the issue is you already have this thing that is so culturally loved that it's impossible for it to live up to.
If you could go back in time right now, let's say, and there was either only one of the two could come out, you could either have Grave of the Fireflies as it was an animated Studio Ghibli movie or a live action.
Depends on who's doing the live action.
But it doesn't depend on who's doing the anime.
It does, yeah, because you obviously have like. I feel like when you're a huge fan of something, your bar of like tolerance is lowered. So if I'm like, I look at hip hop, so I listen to a lot of rap, and I can have this album that I really, really like, and I listen to it 100 times, and that can be like your favorite anime. And then I can find these other artists who are like not quite as good, but like I can still enjoy it because it has some of the aspects of, this artist that I really like. And I can watch it. But if I was like, yo, listen to this like D tier artist that has like one aspect that I like, and I was like, yo, listen to this, you'd be like, this is terrible.
Are you calling anime D tier?
No, I'm saying that with anime, with standards, with anything with standards, if you're really into something, there's probably animes that you anime that you watch that you obviously know is like an A tier anime, and then there's other anime that you're like, okay, I know why I like this, but I can understand why it's not.
Yeah, those people are wrong.
But a lot of the big difference is for a lot of live action films, that shit is like based off who like the director or who like the studio doing it is. For the most part, when I watch anime, I don't even know who the studio is until
usually, unless it's Trigger or Bones.
I just pick an anime randomly, watch it, and then maybe sometimes halfway through after I'll like look something up about it and be like, oh, it was this studio, they did this as well. But a movie, it's like advertised as who the actors are and who's directing it. Like that's like the advertisement.
Yeah, but when
a lot of like half the people who are going to watch a movie, they're probably watching it for a specific actor or director. I'm not watching an anime for a specific voice actor.
I can't tell you the last time I've watched a TV show. Like
I watched
people
MasterChef
like
today.
I watched Modern Family recently, but I meant like new. There's never going to be like a TV show that goes on air, and like the last one I was excited for was Big Bang Theory, and I watched one season of it. I'm like, it's fucking trash.
But
it's so bad for nerd culture.
You're watching like sitcoms, dog. Like you're not sitting down and watching like.
Yeah, do you know what animes are? Animated sitcoms.
Not all of them.
Not all of them. A good chunk of them
Some
are.
of the good ones.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I wouldn't want to watch something like that. Like anything, as I said, anything that can be done in real life, if you can take that story, give it to someone who's actually going to do it well, and make it a live action, I would watch that over it. That's just me. That's just personal preference.
See, I do the opposite. I'd watch animated.
If it was
give me animated RuPaul, sign me up.
If it was like a flawless, either one is a flawless anime or one's a flawless live action, the exact same story, I would still pick anime.
Yeah, me too.
But it's just my preferred
you guys,
medium.
Yeah, you guys like anime over.
Yeah, and that's
live
not
action.
the argument. I'm more arguing that I think it's wrong to say you will not watch something because it's animated. I think that's closing doors. It's the same.
Gotta keep your doors open, man.
That would be the same as me telling you, "Hey, Phil, listen to the song," and you'd be like, "Oh, what genre is it?" And I'd be like, "Oh, it's this," and you'd be like, "I don't listen to that genre."
I did that recently.
I said
I hated rap music. You sent me one, and the ones on my playlist. Only one of them, but
It's just you should never close yourself off to any sort of medium, especially like it should be about the actual content. And like when you find something that's like so good, like I would put like Silent Voice is probably like my favorite animated movie.
I should really watch it.
When you find something like that and then you like recommend it to someone, for them to be like, no, like it's anime, so I don't want to see it.
Okay, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna give you 5 films that neither of you have seen. They can be different ones, and you both can give me 5 anime movies.
Why don't you just start with one? Why don't we just do one
Yeah, why don't you just
movie
one?
to start with?
Do you know how much time I have, bud? None.
You do one live action film, and then you have to watch a Silent Voice, which is pretty easy. It's dubbed it on Netflix.
Okay,
I made it
what
easy
would
for
you recommend I watch?
Me? I can't fucking do that on the spot.
He
Like
doesn't know
anime movie
things.
wise, I don't know things right now. Give me a bit and I'll do that. But like, you want a movie or a show?
A movie.
A movie? Oh shit.
Just get him with your name. It's
No.
a classic.
That would be
What
fun.
do you mean? No, it's so good. When the thing is, when I talk about how Your Name is overrated, it's just overrated.
Because people like it got mainstream attention.
Yeah, it's like anything. People are like, "Oh, this is the best animated movie of all time. This is gonna win an Oscar." Like this is like that's what people are talking about. Like it's like the best, and it's not that it's not good. The movie's probably like a 9 out of 10, no 10 out of 10, but
Yeah.
like it's also I don't want to get it. I like the best part about Your Name to me was that I had no idea what it was about. Same thing. Like honestly, I had no idea what about like A Whisker Away was about. The only one I actually did know was what Silent Voice was about, but it was so good it didn't ruin it for me. Because like I just went in and watched Your Name, and it is not at all what you think it's going to be. It's like Parasite, you know? Did you know what Parasite was about before watching it? I don't think anybody fucking could know what it's about before watching it.
I think people finishing the movie don't know what they're talking
Meg
about.
explained it to me, and I'm like, I still don't know what it's about.
I thought it was about a little monster that took over a guy's hand.
If only it was.
And his hair gets cool.
But no, yeah, that's a, you know, I don't disagree that you would say that you'd prefer to watch something that's live action over anime. That's fine. That's just preference.
Yeah.
And that's
And
just based off.
the animes that I've enjoyed the most are like over the top violence and stuff that's hard to depict. Well
I mean, those are like
in
that's,
person.
and I think that's just a lot of like starter kind of anime thing. Because obviously, like when I started watching anime, it was like Naruto and One Piece. It was just the sick anime fights and the big shit.
Mine was like fucking Sailor Moon and like Trigun.
Those are still big fights and stuff.
yeah,
like that,
but it's
though.
like Sailor Moon, Trigun, Cowboy Bebop, like and the original Gundams.
When I'm talking, like all the ones I first loved were ones that would not have been made into good live actions. Right? You weren't going to make a good Naruto or
they
One
make
Piece.
a live action Naruto.
Full Metal Alchemist,
I will
like
kill myself.
because like the amount of like magic and other stuff like that that's used. So that's what I get what you're saying, and that's like the shit you're talking about. But then as I advanced in my in my weebhood,
even some of those shows, like I remember I was really good friends with this kid that really liked Bleach in high school.
Ew. Ugh.
And I watched it.
Bleach. Bleach is good. Like the Bleach gets bad, but it was
It
good.
should have ended season 1, bud.
Season 2 was better than season 1.
Yeah, but season 1 made sense.
But season 2 they
Save
go to the Soul
Rukia.
Society.
Oh, maybe season 2
That
then.
was
Okay,
season
it's
2.
season 2.
I had watched that and Inuyasha and like just
Also
Good anime, yeah.
a
None of those would make good live actions.
And those movies are bad. The Inuyasha movies are fucking bad.
But I watched them and I can tell you that it just wasn't for me. I just never had any sort of attachment. But
You should watch Ninja Scrolls.
no. But like everyone
Actually,
everyone
probably
else,
like
I
Ninja Scrolls.
I did think Death Note was a great show. And that could in a way
No, it's so bad.
I know the live action's terrible, but the thing is like Hollywood is literally like bleeding all these like shitty books like Hunger Games and stuff and superhero books like that aren't shitty, but they're getting bled dry. It's only a matter of time. It is only a matter of time before they look at successful anime and they're like, "Yo,
Yeah, I mean,
we're gonna
They
take
are.
this."
They're ruining my favorite anime.
But those aren't big studios that are doing.
But
that.
even the issue is
pretty
even
sure the one who's doing isn't
if
it Taika Waititi who's doing Cowboy Bebop?
I don't know.
Hasn't
pretty
that
sure
been
it
in
is.
like development hell?
The guy,
where
no, the
Keanu Reeves
one
was supposed to play.
Yeah, that's a long time
for
ago.
years.
It's been in production for a bit, but the main actor twisted his ankle or something like that. So
The
production
issue
was
is
delayed.
that they
Akira's been in. That's another.
Akira will
I
fucking
was supposed to
never
have my
happen.
favorite actor,
Exactly.
Garrett Hedlund was supposed to be in it, and I don't think he's even acted in the last like 8 years.
But-
He was in Tron and Aragon,
But like,
Oh, that guy, yeah,
Akira,
okay.
that's just a classic
Country
film.
Strong.
Yeah, it's a
It
good
is,
film.
It is.
It's dope.
It probably still would make. A
I'm
very good
still
live
sad
action.
that it didn't call the future anymore because it was supposed to destroy the Tokyo 2020
The thing
Olympics.
is, they have no idea. When they take the anime, they don't just leave it as it is and make a live action out of it. They have to westernize it, like Death Note. They're like, oh no, Americans don't want to cheer for a bad guy. We need a good protagonist.
Yeah,
we
like-
want him to not even want to.
Did
use
you watch the live
Death
action
Note.
Death Note?
No.
Okay.
Wait, did you actually not?
Okay.
No, I've
do
never
you watched the original Death Note?
Yeah.
Okay. Who's the bad guy?
Is it L?
No.
No.
L is the antagonist.
Yes. But who's the bad guy?
Dog, I don't remember.
It's Light.
It's Light, obviously, the main
Yagami.
character.
He's the one killing people.
oh yes.
Do you know who he isn't in the live action?
Is it Light?
Yeah.
He's not the
So
bad guy.
in the anime, he was this super smart, super confident. He got that Death Note on the very first day. He
was
decided,
handsome.
The
"I am
whole
going to
story
use
is he
this."
basically uses it for like good
Yeah, and
reasons
he-
at the beginning, and then he.
And
yeah, he gets a little
has-
twisted later. Yeah.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he has no reason to. He has no troubled backstory. He is extremely good looking, extremely successful, smart.
smart.
on
He
a
just gets
perfect
corrupted
path.
by it.
He doesn't even get corrupted by it. He was corrupted as soon as he
was
gets
just
it.
interested.
As
He's like,
soon as he gets it, he just decides that that's what he's going to do. The character in the live action, he gets bullied. So when he gets the Death Note, he uses it to kill his bullies.
he wanted
off.
to fuck bitches.
But he did it by accident. He didn't actually want to kill people. And then the girl comes in, starts convincing him to use it, but he doesn't want to use it. It's bad. He doesn't want to be a bad guy.
Do you remember the girl in the anime who was like the fangirl?
Misa.
She was like, she's like, oh, Light, you're so cool.
How do you
You're
not
the
remember
best.
this
Dude,
stuff?
I watched it in 2008.
I haven't seen it since probably 2008,
Yeah,
but
me
I
too.
couldn't forget Death Note.
Dog,
Yeah.
it's been 12 years.
Okay, anyways, they basically then make Misa the evil, like the ultimate evil at the end. Spoiler alert.
They basically
But-
said that an American audience would not be okay with the main character as the protagonist, or like with the bad character as the protagonist.
But what I'm saying is you get like an actual fan of anime an anime
They
culture.
are. These people who make it are like, oh, I like the anime, but then they get told by other people.
No, but that's what
"Fix
I'm
it."
saying. That's what I'm saying. You don't get told by other people.
But that'll never
Yeah,
happen.
that'll
in
never
the
happen.
industry.
Yeah, it will.
No, it won't.
I doubt it will ever happen because
I guarantee
production
it will.
companies, like, they will not let you do some things. Like,
Yeah, there's
they're-
PR, man. They're not going to make an anime where you sleep with your big titty sister.
No, I'm not saying like stuff like that.
Yeah,
but
I know, but I'm saying using this example, they're going to censor like things that Americans shouldn't see. And so they're going to just either excessive violence in the thing, but then like they'll show a titty and they'll be like, oh, we can't show a titty. That's bad.
They're just going to be like this. Like, it's like anything. They're not focus groups. Be like, oh, this will not react well with the audience we're aiming for since it's Western. There's very big differences from the original. So I don't think anybody will ever just take an anime and make the exact thing as either a live action TV show or a movie.
But you
They'll
ta-
change all the names. Everyone will be like, oh yeah, that's he's Bruce. Oh, he's Carl. Like that's
But how is that
Steve.
different from like how Dragon Ball is dumbed down for American audiences?
It's not.
It's
That's why it
not.
failed.
It's
That's what
dumb in the first
that's
place.
Our prediction is that everything will fail like Dragon Ball.
But it didn't fail. Like Dragon Ball didn't fail. No,
But-
I'm not saying Dragon Ball Evolution.
Yeah.
I'm talking about how like they can release like a more adult-friendly version of certain things in Japan versus bringing it over to Western audiences.
Yeah, Dragon Ball's bad, dude.
Yeah,
Like when
we're not supporting Dragon Ball.
But Dragon Ball was good because we were kids.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball's rewatch Dragon Ball now.
It's
bad.
legit 16 episodes of a dude holding his arms up, being like, "Oh God, give me power!"
I was a fan of Dragon Ball. I watched Dragon Ball Kai only probably 3 years ago, which was the shortened down version, and it's still bad. It's just a fact.
Do you know what the best Dragon Ball is? The abridged.
It is good.
It's so good.
It's but it's not like it's a classic. It's like Sailor Moon. Shit's bad. Like, I hate to say it, but they're all bad.
Jupiter's best, but yeah.
Especially the dubbed. The dubbed was so bad, but it's what we were used to at the time.
Guess what? Ash Ketchum's voice makes me want to like rub my face on a
His
naily
original
board.
one, yeah.
So bad.
I just
But it's our childhood.
obviously,
we're just used to it.
ideally, if someone's like, "Yo, I'm gonna take Full Metal Alchemist and I'm gonna make it into a Netflix original, and every single episode is just gonna be an exact live action recreation of the anime," sure, that'd be great. Live action, that would be fine. But like, they won't do it though.
They can't get the budget to do X amount of like that's 51 episodes.
Yeah,
As,
for the
yeah.
original.
But
You're
They're not going to do a
talking Brotherhood.
51 episode season of a TV show.
You don't think that a studio could look at like the success of Attack on Titan or My Hero and be like, "Yo, there's a lot of Western
Yeah,
kids
they've done
who-
this before, and they
could.
ruin it every time.
They do look at
But
it like
who's it
that.
done by though? Like, let's say fucking.
It's not like Steven Spielberg one day is going to be like, you know what? I'm going to make an anime about or a movie about tiggle bitties.
But Attack on Titan isn't that, is it?
No, it's
No,
not.
But even the
But
Attack on-
couldn't he look at that and be like, "Yo, this is a really cool story. I like these set pieces. I like how they did this."
I want to ruin it.
Yeah, they'll ruin it
Why do they have to ruin it?
because they're going to.
I don't even think like I wouldn't even always just blame the director or the person who wants to do it. I just don't think it will successfully be made. If someone genuinely was like, I want to just I love this anime. I want to take everything this anime is and just convert it to something that like the Western will like, you know, just change the actors and that kind of stuff. And I just don't think it'll probably never be done.
Like,
probably
I'll go-
if you take something like Cowboy Bebop, there's probably a reason it's never fucking been done. It's been
Spike
production
Spiegel's
hell for
too
years.
cool. That's why.
because they probably just can't do it.
But like Ghost in the Shell, we'll go back to this. It was an okay movie. It's nowhere near as good as the movie, like the animated movie.
So is
and
there
that was
ju-
done by a big studio.
Is there just one Ghost in the Shell movie?
No, there's like 10 of them.
The live action, yes.
The live action.
No,
yes.
I meant the source material.
Well, there's
show.
5 TV show or 5 movies and 1 TV show.
How long is the TV show?
26 episodes, I
Okay,
think.
so when they did,
But they did the movie.
but when they did the movie, what I'm saying is,
Yes.
is it
And
taking
they barely did the movie.
is it taking the story from Ghost in the Shell? Like,
barely?
okay, there's your issue.
But
Yeah.
but
You have all of this source material and you're condensing it into one thing.
But
Of
Phil,
course
you're
it's gonna be
arguing that
garbage.
people can do it, though it's never been done. If it can be done, why hasn't it been?
because we're not at the point yet. We're not at the point yet.
Have you seen the point? What are we not at the point at live action CGI? Have you seen these movies that are
Yeah.
coming?
Do you
out?
see the Marvel movies, man? That shit's sparkly.
But are the Russo brothers doing anime movies yet?
No,
Exactly. That's what I'm talking
And
about.
they never will,
they never will.
Why wouldn't they?
because they just never will.
People like when it comes to like even comic culture, nobody could have ever seen what we're seeing right now. You're talking about like let's say we're in the 90s right now and you're like, "Yo, Batman Forever just came out. They're never going to make something like The Dark Knight.
Overrated movie.
They're never going to make something like Batman Begins, which
Better
is my
movie.
personal favorite."
Hey, you're
But
right.
But if that's the mentality that it sounds like you guys have.
But I never would have said that to begin with, though. Comic books have been popular since like the frickin' 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
Dude, anime culture now is way more popular than it used to be. It used to be fucking like neckbeards only that liked anime. Now it's so much more popular, and it's so much
mainly,
more.
Still mainly neckbeards.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah,
Oh,
I think that now we're in the culture where it's cooler to pretend you like anime than to actually like it.
Yeah,
we're in the culture now where
there's-
that Twitch girl will talk about she likes anime and
Yeah.
she's only seen like the
There's
first season
casual
of My Hero.
anime, and then there's anime.
But that's what I'm saying. Like even with comic book culture, there's still the people who are like only like certain things or certain popularized
The day
things.
they do a like Sentry, if Sentry ever makes it to the MCU, I will believe everything that you're saying. Sentry will never make it to the MCU.
My issue just, Phil, is that why should I believe something will be done if it's never been done before?
because
All these studios had opportunities. You can't
Somebody
argue
made
that the
Spider-Man 2 and 1, like with fucking Tobey Maguire, came out a million years ago. They did really well.
Million years
of
ago.
course, we knew that Marvel was going to skyrocket like
but
that.
that's different.
No, how is that fucking different?
Because that's when we were at the cusp of, like, we were at the very beginning of it, and we're like,
Yeah, so we're
We're
at
what,
the we're
20
at
years
the
into
beginning
that?
of the anime shit. People are making absolute anime trash right now.
I'm saying right now is similar to the 90s where you had these. Have you ever seen like the late 80s, early 90s Punisher movie?
Yeah, it was okay.
It was shit.
It was
dog.
okay.
It was shit.
good had John Travolta in it.
That's not the same one.
Oh.
The other one.
That one
early
came out in
2000s?
that one came out in like 2004, 2005.
great.
Yeah, it was. But what I'm saying is they tried to do it, didn't really land that well. Like a lot. Like we look at Batman Forever. That movie was trash.
Okay.
It was funny.
No, it's great.
Sure.
I'm
But
just busting your chops.
As I said, if we just looked at that period of time, we're like, listen, they tried to make some superhero movies. It just didn't work. That's just corny. That's stupid.
But it's also different because comic books have always been North American and the movies are North American. How like are kung fu movies huge? It still they've been huge in
Yeah,
China.
when was the last time you seen a kung fu movie, bud?
Ong Bak was pretty popular.
Yeah, when did that come out?
I've never heard of that, so it's
Ong Bak
not
Warrior,
popular.
It is really good. I have it on Blu-ray.
But the thing is, it's just like it's a whole separate part of the world.
But
it's a whole different.
but that's
culture.
also very different because it's one genre of film where you look at anime, and I'll defend anime in this regard, that has this broad spectrum of things that they can do. Like you can pretty much do anything with an anime, pretty much anything. So if they adapted some of these amazing stories, because some of the best stories are coming out of anime studios, the way that they're written and the way that they're told, amazing.
Yeah.
So if people, and they will get to that point,
No.
Hollywood's fucking bled dry.
Okay, you tell me. Okay.
Let me finish this point.
Yeah, okay.
Hollywood is bled dry with superhero movies and sequels. You're going to get to a point where they're like, yo, what else can we steal from?
They won't. They'll just remake things from 20 years ago.
Absolutely.
No.
Yeah.
How many times has that shitty movie with Lady Gaga been remade?
A Star is Born.
Yeah, how many times has it
Three
been
times.
remade? Three times. Yeah, okay, there you go. And how many years?
I think the last one came out in like 1940.
Okay, so yeah, 50 years. They're just going to do a 50-year cycle remake. We're going to get like La La Land remake in 30 years.
I don't necessarily. I think that that'll definitely happen as
see,
well.
exactly.
But I think that anything that gains any sort of traction is going to. They're going to try to make it into a live action film, and once they get the correct writers and
We're
director,
like under 5 years from getting a Titanic remake, man.
The only way I will even concede slightly to your point is if the people right now who are the real anime fans grow up and decide they want to be movie directors and they somehow also have billions of dollars to work with.
Yeah,
I do not think the biggest directors right now are going to be like, I'm going to take an anime movie and make it good.
But that the
Quentin
Russo.
Quentin Tarantino is going to come up and he's going to make an anime. No, he will not.
He probably
No, he won't.
would.
No, he won't. He'll make a movie where you can put feet in it.
But
He's a fucking weirdo.
Like the Russo brothers grew up being comic book fans.
Comic book and anime are different things, though.
Yeah, they are.
My point there is if the people right now, if there are kids right now growing up on anime and they grow up to be directors, then that's different. I don't think the people who are currently the best directors in the world could take an anime and make it good as a live action. I just don't think it because it hasn't been done. If someone did it, I'm not going to be like, no, take your trash back, sir.
I think a lot of them have been to talk to studios and been like, yo, there's this awesome anime.
And the studios
And they
probably
go,
like,
no.
Fuck off, dude. Make a Stars Born Again.
But but that's the thing. We're also at the point where I think anime is becoming normalized, but it's not extremely mainstream. We're a few years away from that, but I think within 10 years, it'll be extremely mainstream.
If I see a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure TV show or movie live action within the next 5 years, I will buy you a full price video
It'll be
game.
bad though. You have to see a good one.
Yeah, a good one.
But I can even say from my personal experience, and I'd like to say that, like, out of all of the people I know, when I was in high school, I knew probably 4 people who liked anime. And the people who liked it, it wasn't like, yo, I got the shirt on, let's talk about last week's episode. It was like, yeah, like I got some DVDs and I like kind of read manga sometimes. And it was just very like hidden and people didn't really want to talk about it. Now as an adult, dude, I know probably 15 people.
Yeah,
who
that's
like
different though.
Those people also that you know right now probably like anime less than the people who you were talking to in high school who were pretending they didn't really. Because now it's cooler to pretend you like anime than it is to pretend you don't.
But it's not even like that, dude. Like, honestly, I know.
Think about the people you know who like anime currently.
Yeah.
Even like, let's take someone like Devin. I don't know if Devin's watched like a real anime in the past like 5 years. Like, does he really like anime anymore? Or is it still just
Good
kind of
question.
cool to say you like anime?
Jimmy, he watches anime just as much as this fellow here.
Yeah, Jimmy, I would agree with. He's Jimmy the big fucking weeb. He earned that name because
Yeah.
he's still constantly. I can be like, yo, Jimmy, you see this anime? He's like, yeah, of course I saw that anime.
I'm like a mini weeb.
What am I?
I'm far
But,
behind
like,
on
now
episodes.
though, every single girl who has a Twitch channel is like, I love anime. I watched the first season of My Hero Academia.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. There's obviously going to be people who are like casually into anything that's popular.
But that's just more that like people aren't shamed for liking things anymore.
because it's a cool thing to like, and
Well,
since it's
just
a
'cause
cool thing
it's
to
not
like,
cool to bully people.
Yeah, that's
I don't
it.
think that's it.
No, it's
Wait,
legit.
It's 100%. I'm not saying you can't or you shouldn't bully. Well, that's not what
Whoa.
Let's not get on my positive bully talk.
Yeah.
I'm not saying people don't bully other people, but in the society we live in now, it is much less cool
like,
to bully somebody.
I don't think I told a single person while I was in high school that I liked anime.
Yeah, but now it's normal. Now you can go to, like, high schools have anime clubs.
Our
I have a
school
story
had
for
an
that
anime
after
club
that,
and it was
but-
dog shit.
Yeah,
But,
it
like,
was.
but I mean, even
Still with all the neck.
even like a lot of people who you wouldn't expect, like some of the people that you probably wouldn't expect that like anime like it.
Holy shit, we've been talking about this for 45 minutes.
See, but when you're a dope ass weeb like me, you're at like that weeb gay, right? Where someone's like, I like anime. I'm like, oh, do you, sir?
But even as an adult though, like, would you not introduce anime to your kids?
I mean, it depends. I'm not gonna.
They're gonna
force
watch
them-
Pokemon.
I'm not
like-
gonna force them
like-
to watch anything.
Because we're a generation that grew up.
But are they
we were
gonna-
probably the first generation.
Are you going to show your
Western.
kid anime?
I mean, I'll show them as cartoons. Like, I'll show
Cartoons
them-
aren't fucking anime, bud.
I would just be watching anime myself, and if they're like, "Yo, I want to watch what that is," I'd be like, "Sure." But like, I didn't like. My dad grew up watching Elvis movies constantly. I still don't like Elvis movies.
No, but I'm saying we're the first generation to grow up, like at least Western audience, to grow up on Pokemon, to Dragon Ball, Digimon, Card Captors. Like it was normalized in a way that previous generations did not have, and like our parents didn't understand it. But us as parents and this next generation, we normalize it. We think it's cool, and our kids, it's not going to be weird for them to see it.
yeah, but 2 generations ahead of us normalized smoking. Do you see everybody smoking?
It's
they're-
completely
they're-
different.
No.
They're
How is it? How,
I'm just
I
trying
won't
to
exactly go with his argument, but
No, I'm just trying to fight.
there is always a chance that it doesn't stay going up forever. It could easily become not a fad anymore. It could be, and 20 years from now, it could be cool to like kung fu movies instead. It could be kung
Was
fu
there-
shit's the cool shit then.
There wasn't even anything like Crunchyroll when you were in high school, dude. And I remember like
Yeah,
you-
illegally pirating
But
DVDs.
there wasn't,
Exactly.
There wasn't Netflix when we were in high school.
no, but the kids who were like liking anime, they were going about it different ways. Like they were navigating the internet in order to obtain it. Like you couldn't be a kid who likes anime and like just going to the store to buy DVDs unless you had a fuckload of money. Like I remember HMV used to sell anime DVDs, and
yeah,
they'd
that's
be-
overpriced shit, though.
They'd be insane. But most kids that I knew that liked anime would just illegally download everything.
Yeah.
But now, the kids who were kind of interested in it, they don't have that gate of having to learn how to navigate
but
the
they
internet.
still illegally download.
No, I'm not saying you, but I'm saying like some,
But then they're not true weebs.
but some 15-year-old kid who's like, oh, like I've always wanted to like, what's this Attack on Titan show or what's this My Hero Academia show? They can easily obtain it without having to go through so many hoops. So it's more accessible.
I just figured
Yeah.
out what I want Phil to watch.
What? Oh, Gurren Lagann.
You should
I don't
watch
think he'll
Gurren
like it.
It's got cool robots.
That would be my guess. I don't think he'll like it. It's kind of all over the place.
Yeah, no, but it's cool.
No, yeah, I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying that there's no guarantee that the fad will keep going up. There could be a chance that it's like something else, even nothing even that goes away, but it, just how comic books have kind of hit their all-time high right now. Comic books might kind of go down.
I think they will.
They are right now. When was the last comic book movie?
Well, that's unfair.
Yeah,
Black Widow would be out right now.
Yeah, it's true.
I guess that. I don't. That doesn't count. Not a good. It won't be good.
But yeah, I don't know. There's always a chance it'll go down. My only argument is that I will believe that a studio could make a good live action anime movie when I see it. I don't mind them trying, but
You don't think in the next 50 years they'll do it?
no,
50, yes.
no, I still say no until I see it.
50, yes. But 5, no. 10, no. Like it'll be the 50
Yeah,
year.
if anything, the 50 year is what I'd say, or like
because
40.
that'll literally be my children's children.
I will bet you guys in the next 5 years there will be a good anime adaptation.
I will disagree with that.
I will
strongly.
disagree.
I think the only way you can make a successful anime adaptation right now is taking something that is not popular. Is taking an anime concept that is not that widely known or liked and turning that into a live action.
And anything that has any sort of like fan love, like I think that you do put your own personal bias into. Like, okay, I'll take for example like Watchmen. I read the graphic novel. I've read it 4 times. Absolutely love it.
It's a good TV show.
I watched the movie. I went to see it the first day in theaters, and I think the movie is better than the graphic novel. I think the ending is better than the graphic novel. And honestly, the way that they shot it, it's pretty much like shot for shot. It's amazing. Like it's fantastic.
Confirmed. Phil likes blue dongs.
But
Confirmed.
the way that they did it, like a lot of people before it came out, even some of my friends who liked the graphic novel as well, they're like, "Man, they're just going to ruin it. This is going to be terrible."
Sounds like a friend of his. I can already guess.
Yeah, I know who it is.
It's not that person. But they're going to ruin it. There's no way they can possibly do it. But to me, they did it better.
I went into Death Note positive because I thought, hey, this is a concept that they could do.
I will say one thing about the Death Note movie. Ryuk was casted perfectly.
Yeah, I'll say a couple things with the Death Note movie because if you never saw or read Death Note, you would like the movie probably. Meg never watched Death Note. She liked Death Note the movie. It's just you cannot go from seeing or reading Death Note to then liking that because everything's so different. They took everything to Americanize it, so like you just didn't really. It wasn't anything of what you wanted or expected. But if you weren't a fan of Death Note and you watched that movie, there's nothing wrong with it.
But if they did do you not think they could do like a shot for shot recreation of that, bring it over to Western audiences, have amazing CG like a Marvel movie, and like
it's not about whether or not I think they could do it. We have all the right things right now to do
There's
it.
the know-how.
The CGI is perfect right now. You could easily do it, but I don't think still because all movies aren't just like it's not just a director like I want to make this movie and then he makes that movie. Like they have to decide whether or not that movie is going to do successful first. And I don't think right now. I think it's too big of a risk. I don't think production companies are going to do it when they could be like, hey, you know what movie we know is going to do well? We know Spider-Man 6 is going to do well, so let's do Spider-Man 6 instead. How about instead of that anime, you film Spider-Man for us? And the person's probably like, yeah, I mean, I guess I want to work on a movie, so like, I
Yeah, I
guess
kind of want to get paid.
But if we see the numbers of something like if it would you say like My Hero Academia, the merchandise that is produced for that is massive?
Yes.
Okay, someone at a studio could be like, yo, like if I'm a director, I'm like, yo, I want to make this, and they're like, I don't know if it's like a Western audience, and I'm like, yo, look at these figures right here. Look at how much this character's merchandise.
Yeah.
is
Okay.
selling.
I'm gonna buy a cute toy based off this cute anime girl. I'm not gonna buy a doll based off some real person. That's creepy.
It's not even that though.
But like, even though if you compare My Hero merch in the West compared to Spider-Man merch in the West,
Spider-Man will.
who
I would
the
sell it
hell's going to
tenfold.
win still? Like,
Of course.
they're always going to find something different that they want. They're going to and like the shit's just going to keep happening. It's just going to be
I'd want to see
constant
the
cycle.
sales figures of like the My Hero merch in the West and see how many people are purchasing it.
Well, okay. Pokemon is the #1 grossing franchise in the world. Where's the live action Pokemon movie? It happened and it sold okay.
With that though, it's kind of more difficult to do it as a live action film.
How so? It's an anime.
Because with Pokemon, it's not as I wouldn't say it's as story driven. There isn't really that much of
What are you talking about? It's Ash from Palatown and he's going to collect the
Yeah,
badges.
if you were to take a live action, just like the Pokemon, like like the anime to a live action,
did you guys say that Pokemon was also trash as a kid? Did you guys say Pokemon?
I said the voice
the-
actor
the-
for Ash was
the anime
trash
for
in the
Pokemon
bag.
was also trash. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll 100% admit that
But why is it trash?
because it's just like
It just didn't hold up.
especially with the dubs too. But like it has the exact same formula every single episode.
I'm going to turn this frying pan into a
Even
drying
if
pan.
you watch the subbed for it, it's just every single episode. It's the exact same formula. At the exact
Something
point, every single
good
episode,
happens.
Team Rocket comes in.
Oh, we're
It-
blasting off again.
It's not that it's like I always argue this about Mike with one of his favorite animes, about how like he loves the anime, but I can argue that it's still a good anime, but it's not well written.
Which one?
Trigun, because it's like Pokemon. Every episode has the exact same formula.
Yeah.
There's always a bandit who shows up. They pick on Vash because he's weak, but then, haha, he's not weak. He's actually the strongest. Then he blows them away, and they're blasting off again.
Yeah, pretty much.
It was always the same thing. It's not like it wasn't entertaining to watch. But if you use the same formula for every single episode, you can't really argue it's well written. But I mean, we were kids. If you go back and watch Pokemon right now, I've watched Pokemon in the past like 5 years.
Yo, okay. Like in a nostalgia thing, I tried to watch Gargoyles recently.
Trash.
It's fucking bad.
It's bad.
It's bad.
But the point about Pokemon though, like what is, like I said, I'm not necessarily fighting for the things that are like super impossible to do live action. Like I think that even My Hero, if they did it live action, they would definitely make it more like centered around teens going to like the school and stuff. And of course, it would probably be garbage. But I think anything that's story based, if it's a romantic comedy, if it's something like that, and it's that good, that fleshed out, they could easily take really good American actors and be like, yo, we're going to have you say these things, the exact same things that the anime says. You're a good actor. You're going to depict this character well. And then they're going to do it.
Listen, I'm not arguing that it can't be done. I'm saying that it won't be done.
It just takes, it honestly just
Honestly,
takes.
they don't even do that with books right now. They're not like, hey, listen, this book, like Artemis Fowl, it just came out. It's one of the worst received movies in a long time again. People
Is that the
love
Disney
the book.
one or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah.
The person can go up big, hey, people love this book. It's a bestseller. We just want you to say every word from the book. We're gonna obviously we have to take out some parts, or else they could have made a TV show. But like if you're just gonna say every single thing they do from this, and we're gonna do everything the exact same. But do they though? They're like, no, wait, we can't do that for some reason.
No, but like what's the movie with the captive girl and the son?
The one with
Room?
the bad actor?
Room, yes.
Room.
Okay.
That's an amazing movie. She did a great job.
Yeah, I don't like her.
Is it because she?
I don't like her as a person.
Yeah, I
but
don't like
in
her
the
as a
movie
person.
she was good though.
Okay, so they obviously could do that as an anime,
Sure, they could.
and it would probably be dope. And it's based on a book.
I don't know if it would be that dope.
So obviously, with the book, I haven't read the book, so I can't 100% say. But they adapted a novel to the movie, and it worked well because it's a complex but simple story.
But it's anything. How many you could compare how many books have been successfully adapted to movies compared to how many who haven't been? It's probably more that haven't been.
It's like people to this day still think that like there are people who think the Harry Potter movies are better than the books.
Well, they're wrong.
I don't even love the Harry Potter movies or the books, but I can agree that the books are probably better than the movies.
Books are better. Movies are still good depending on who directed it, but they swapped between so many different directors.
Like I like the Lord of the Rings movies, but that's because I'm too fucking lazy to read those big books.
The
Again.
Lord of the Rings movies, I will say personally, are better than the books.
Yeah.
The books are just aged.
Yeah. Well, it was written in the 50s.
Yeah.
Or 40s, sorry.
But even something like that, man, like if it wasn't written like that, or if it wasn't directed like that, if it was a bad depiction, then people would be like, yo, fuck Lord of the Rings. Like for me, I look at The Hobbit and I watch it and I'm like, yo, this is garbage because it's so CGI'd. But
Also, the tiniest book they split into 3 movies.
and it's just like a huge cash grab.
Yeah.
But like Lord of the Rings is a perfect adaptation. Like it's better than the books.
Game of Thrones for the early seasons and the early books, especially like the first one. When I was watching the show, like almost every line was pretty much just from the book, and they just added to the script.
Yeah.
But how many things don't? But then how many times later did they stopped doing that once you got to like season 2, and it got slowly worse as you went on.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like it just takes one person who really believes in a story or an idea that's from Japanese
I think
culture.
you're asking for like the stars to align to get a good anime movie,
So-
and I'm not saying it's impossible. The stars will align at some point, but like I'm saying it's highly unlikely.
So what I'm gathering from this is going to be the one thing I take away from this conversation, is Phil wants everybody whitewashed and the movies to be Americanized.
Exactly, that's what I heard too.
Cool.
Man, even if they were Korean or Japanese, I wouldn't care. Like I don't want like Parasite. I don't want them to make a Parasite that's with American
But
actors.
in order to be in the Oscars, it should have been.
No,
I bet you they will.
They will 100%.
Not like soon, but I bet you they will eventually.
eventually, and that's fine. You can still enjoy like the base content. It's the same thing with anime, but I think that they should just give it a shot. That's done by like a good director.
As long as they do it with something I don't care about.
I just feel like, and I'm not going to say this with everything because there's always exceptions, but I feel like for the most part, a lot of things are done best when they're in their original form. So anytime they take an anime, there's a higher chance of it being worse than the original. Same with like movie adaptations from books. big exceptions. There are some things that they work out so well, but I think if you had to pick a majority, it's probably that the original is normally going to be better than the other thing. So if they're taking anything that's already made as an anime and moving to live action, there's a higher chance of it being worse.
Like
because the anime is already usually taken from a manga anyways, so it's literally going to be jumbled.
And then the
even
manga
further.
is normally slightly better than the anime.
Of course, like I said, there's going to be some strikes, and for every strike, there's going to be a hit. Like for me, like I look at
What
like
sport did you just talk?
like for Fight Club, for example. Like I think the movie is better than the book, and I read the book out.
Based off a fucking book?
Yes,
Oh fucking.
But do you think
know
the anime Fight Club would be better than the movie?
it could be.
Maybe the fights might be better.
that. I think Megalobox is on Netflix now.
Is it?
Yeah,
But yeah, I think you should watch The Silent Voice. That's where this conversation
that is
started.
legit. I'm pretty sure an hour discussion.
That's where the conversation started because that movie was really good.
Yeah, it was good.
Like I said, I'll give you guys some movies to watch too, and we'll sit down.
Sure,
We'll have
and
a
I'm gonna
discussion.
look at them first glance and just go, you know what? I don't like this.
I'm not necessarily doing that though.
Yeah, but you are.
How?
I don't want to go back into this again.
Yeah, let's restart the whole conversation. No, but that's. I think that just personally, I normally get more emotional at animated things. I don't know if it's just because I think they're written better, or if I like the characters more, or as I said, I sometimes subconsciously like draw the actors out of the movie. So
you
when
disassociate
when I
the
know it's an
personality.
actor and I see them crying for some reason, I'm like, well, I know that's an actor who's crying, even though when I see an anime, I should know that that's being drawn for the person to cry, but I don't get it the same. It happens all the time.
It's personal preference.
Yeah,
personal
When
preference.
you see Nina Tucker,
But
It's a sad
anime
time.
anime makes me sad all the time, like constantly. And I do genuinely think that the creators of anime, especially, like there are some of the craziest and best like stories, like out of anything that are in anime. So obviously, ideally, all those things, all the great plots could be perfectly brought over, but I just don't know when someone will do it. Yeah, the stars have to align. We have to have some good kids who grew up on anime directing, maybe some kids who grew up on anime in the production companies.
and some kids grew up in animes being the
The-
anime.
Wasn't
The
Big Hero
actors-
6 a manga?
the actors.
Okay,
They made a manga after. I'm pretty sure.
No, it was a manga first. Like it was a comic first. It wasn't a manga.
I'm pretty
sure
sure
it
it's
was comic.
classified as a manga.
I have a Big Hero 6 manga, but that was made after the movie.
We'll look it up later.
Yeah.
But it's also nothing like the manga or comic.
But
book.
the big thing too, and this is going to be an example that I mean,
Disney-ified.
maybe Phil won't agree with. I don't know. But Henry Cavill was a really good.
he's a big dumb dork.
Yeah, but he loves the source material. He liked the books. He loves the games, and he played a really good job as the main character because he connects with that character and he loves it.
Yeah.
If you had some kids who loved anime and they're the actors, kids who love animes they're the directors, and kids who love anime and they're the producers, maybe you're going to get a good anime movie.
One day.
But like that's a lot asking.
I don't
for.
think Robert Downey Jr. ever read any Iron Man before playing Iron Man.
But I also don't think Robert Downey Jr. is like a god among men.
Yeah,
I think he's
His character that he played was a lot like himself. That's really
Yeah,
lucky.
he basically just
Like-
played his pre-coked out days. Self.
Like not that.
But
Like,
so-
did you see Ben Affleck recently said about like how much easier is playing an alcoholic when you're an alcoholic? Like it's just like a fact of life. Like it's
But it's good. It's good casting.
Oh, it's great.
someone,
Like, the
for
people
someone
who-
to be like, "Yo, this fits with this."
yeah. The
And
people who did casting were
the
fantastic.
casting director would have to know the source material.
But if you can find, and I'm not just saying just by someone being a fan of something, but if a person has a connection with the character, then it's going to be better. Whether or not that's because the character is like them, because they grew up looking at someone like this character, because they have role models that are like the character, it just varies. But if someone's connected with the character they're going to play, that's always going to be better.
I think we'll get a good Cowboy Bebop movie.
I don't know if we'll ever get it. Maybe we'll get a good Carol and Tuesday movie, bud.
I could see that.
You should still watch that movie though, or not that.
Anime.
movie,
I will
that
watch it.
Anime, yeah, it's really good.
I think we should call it.
Yeah, I think we got about 3 more hours worth of stuff to catch up on, but I feel like we'll call it for now, just because it's getting long and our anime discussion went on for pretty long.
I was supposed to be home for 9.
But it was an
It's
anime
almost
discussion
11
and a
o'clock.
movie discussion, a little bit of Oscar stuff in there. It was a varied topic.
We did talk about games.
we talked
at
about
the
games
beginning.
for the first hour, so that was an hour.
We didn't. We
Yeah.
talked about games for
No,
the first
that was
30
an hour
minutes,
of
man.
gaming stuff. An
It was
hour
literally
of,
30 minutes of Persona, and then we went
of
on to
entertainment.
fucking.
Xenoblade, which is a shit game. No, I'm just kidding.
But what happens if they did a live action Xenoblade?
I'm really feeling it.
That'd be
That would be very
Backslash.
So next week's episode might talk about E3 of last year.
And E3 this year.
Yeah, maybe some more stuff will come out, but a lot of it's going to be a comparison to like what last year, like when they announced this game, is the game coming out? Is its release date the same? Like
Well,
the hype.
think last year we had Keanu Reeves going, "You're breathtaking."
That was good.
This time.
It was a good moment.
Last year.
It's
The
depressing.
game's still not fucking out, and now it's delayed again.
Yeah, it is.
Comes out in
Phil
fucking
likes that.
November.
I did
now.
want to get into that
Phil likes that
discussion,
it's
but that'll
delayed.
be.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about that when we talk. I'm sure Cyberpunk will come up when we talk about E3.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Of both last year and this year.
Yeah.
But that's it. This episode's going to be up. Make sure to check out our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I don't know what the next game that's going to be streaming is. I have no idea.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost is, yeah, that's what, in like 20 days or something?
17th? No, that's
19th.
Paper Mario.
And if I stream
No,
it,
it's
though,
on the same day as Paper Mario.
Oh, then it's the 17th.
if I stream it, though, the best part is I use a headset.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Well, I'd probably actually just use this. But yeah, so
Roasted.
check out the YouTube channel, Instagram. Our Instagram has not been as active as always, but that's
You should
because,
stream the bouncer.
Yeah, that's going to happen. Listen, who actually beat their game? No one.
I'm probably the furthest in the game that I was.
I don't know. Phil got pretty far.
I put the most amount of time, probably. I put 15 hours in.
I probably put 9-10 hours.
Yeah, I put a lot of hours in mine too.
You haven't
But yeah,
tested
check out our Instagram. We're gonna have more posts coming soon now that COVID's kind of slowly wearing off. We're getting a little bit more active. Podcast back, photos might be back.
Yeah.
That one's up to Phil mainly, but
Yeah.
he's our photo guy. But yeah, just keep an eye out. Check out the channel. Other than that, I guess we'll talk to y'all next week. Once again, my name is Cam.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Phil.
Thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for watching. If you're watching, peace.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for our next episode. Local play only.